Hello, I think we're good now. I don't know what happened. My internet was perfect. The second I hit go live, everything froze. Like, it didn't even want to let me hit end stream to try to fix it. It just all froze. But I think we're good now. I've had to very quickly reconnect my internet, but I think we're good. Also, the background music isn't too loud, right? Because I was testing it before the stream started, and in the recordings it didn't sound too loud, but I don't know if that actually translates one-to-one to how it sounds on stream, so... I just want something in the background, because, it's not- this website doesn't have sound, so... Hello, welcome to the stream! My little character is called a PNG tuber. It's just a little, I don't really know how to describe it exactly. I know I've read, like, some really good ways to put them, but it's basically just a little, like, persona thing. I wanted to make it a little bit bigger for the stream, actually, but I realized it covers too much of the side unless I start scrolling, like this. And I want you guys to be able to see the, side options there. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to do this. It's great to have you in chat if this is your first time. I must say, I didn't recognize your username. Your name is pronounced Simon, right? Oh, that reminds me! Do you, local aromantic Therian Galaxy. Do you want to just be called Galaxy for short? Because I realized I never actually asked for confirmation on, what exactly you wanted to be called. What'd I just do to the chat? Where'd it go? One second, I asked a question and then chat disappeared immediately. I don't know how I did that. Alright, I think it's back. Oh, okay. Oh, you watched the That's Not My Neighbor stuff? Nice. I love that game. I can't wait for... I believe story mode is what's being worked on next. I was on the developer's Instagram earlier, and a lot of people were asking about, like, stuff about the characters, and he was saying, these were comments from before Nightmare Mode came out, if we were going to learn more stuff about the story, and he was saying, yeah, I'm going to make a story mode, it's just going to come after the mode I'm working on next, and that mode ended up being Nightmare Mode, so if as long as the plan hasn't changed, it sounds like next up is story mode, which I'm pretty excited for. Alrighty, I think we are good to start. Alright, so part of why I was stalling on this is because I know this is going to be very difficult for me. I am an incredibly indecisive person. And every time someone has asked me what my favorite Pokemon is, I default to Victini, just because it's the reason I got Pokemon Black and White, and it is one of my favorites, like, for sure. But I don't actually know for a fact if Victini is my favorite, because even though I've done this exact website before, but I never actually finished the full thing. Like, you'll see at the bottom here, it has, like, the ultimate number ones for everything, so there's, like, the ultimate number one favorite over here. I, have never done that. I never actually clicked who my favorite was because I could not decide. But tonight, I'm going to finally force myself to pick a ultimate favorite Pokemon. And yeah, it's supposed to just be a very chill stream tonight because I've had a very long weekend. The reason I didn't stream on Saturday is because my dog had surgery on Saturday. And that's been pretty fun dealing with. She's a incredibly energetic dog who is not allowed to jump because of her stitches. And oh boy, is she not taking that news well. She is trying her absolute best to go against everything I'm telling her to jump as fast as physically possible. Yeah, don't worry, I definitely want to stream tonight. This was definitely going to happen even with all the technical issues because it's been a little too long. I wanted to just do a nice relaxing stream and stuff. That's why I got the Stardew music playing in the background, because I wanted something nice and relaxing. I am stalling again, by the way. This is fully intentional. Alright. I guess the starting list isn't super difficult, just a normal type from Generation 1. I feel like the easy answer is Eevee. But I don't know, I do really like Wigglytuff and Persian. They're both just cute little guys. And I do also really like Ditto. I'm trying to think which one of these guys I like the most, because that's the whole point of this. And I don't know, Wigglytuff I've always really liked, but Pokemon Sleep has had me become a very big Wigglytuff fan, because Wigglytuff is one of the best Pokemon in that game, because its ability is it restores your Pokemon's energy. And that's pretty nice, that way you don't actually have to sleep for your Pokemon to have full energy. Which, as someone who has very, what's it called, inconsistent sleep, I appreciate my Pokemon being able to have more rest than me. Oh yeah, if you know Rambly the Raccoon, you should totally draw him. Pasta and I are actually going to be streaming that game tomorrow. He knows nothing about it. Versus I have played it twice now because I had some recording issues and I've decided, you know what? Instead of trying to edit this nightmare, I'm just going to stream it, and it'll be more fun that way. Also, yeah, I'm not entirely sure my favorite type right now. I figured I would get to that. It is one of the options on here, is choosing a favorite type. I figured I would get to that when it came down to the list here, because I am not entirely sure right now. And I said this was supposed to be an easy one, and I'm still unsure on this. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna say Eevee. And if I change my mind, I can come back. This one's a little bit easier, because I'm not a huge Fire-type fan, but I have always really liked Vulpix. I like Ninetales as well, but when it comes to the two, I would definitely prefer Vulpix. Indigo Park is perfect. I wouldn't say perfect. It is a very, very good first chapter, but it does have its flaws. Nothing as major as I have complaints for a lot of mascot horror games these days, but it's a pretty good one, I would say. It has a lot of potential to be incredible, that is for sure. Alright. Gen 1 water types. There's an awful lot of these things. I don't know, it's weird, but my first instinct was honestly Dugong, and I don't even think I've ever used one of those things in battle. I don't know, if I'm going just based off of the designs here, it's probably... Oh, I don't even know based off design alone. Maybe Lapras off of design alone. But, I don't know, I also really like Cloyster. That was one of my very first competitive team. Oh, I actually got a shiny. I forgot about that. I was hatching eggs to get perfect IVs for everything, and only 4 eggs in to hatching the Shelter, one of them was golden. And I was like, you know what? I'll take it. I don't need perfect IVs on this one. This one's good to go. Yeah, I mean, there's not many things wrong with Indigo Park, but I still wouldn't say it's a perfect game. It still has, like, a lot of loading issues, for one. The fact that the game takes far, far too long to load everything is, I would say, a pretty reasonable complaint. And I can't really mention too many other stuff without spoiling towards the end. But, like, I do very much enjoy the game. I just feel like people are talking about the game as if it's the most perfect thing to ever exist, and I do want to hype up the game, but I also feel like we need to be a little reasonable with talking about it. Because right now, it's essentially just, like, potential. It's not a full game on purpose, because it is just supposed to be a free Chapter 1 to give you the idea of what's to come. But I do enjoy it. But again, I'm going to be talking about it more tomorrow, because that's when Pasta and I are going to stream it. So, that stream should be at the normal time, 5 EST, that is. I think I'm going to go with Cloyster, just because of the memories from my first competitive team. She was pretty cool. But I don't know. I might... Oh wait, Dugong's ice, isn't it? Yeah. You know what? As much as I like Lapras, I like Dugong better as an ice type. Alright, grass type. I'm already skipping ahead. Let's see. I have a very mixed history with the Oddish line. I know I've told this to Cam, but I don't know if I've actually told the story on YouTube, but many, many years ago, I was trying to shiny hunt a female Oddish so that I could evolve her into shiny Bellossom, because I wanted to name her Lilo, and I wanted to have a shiny Type Null named Stitch, because Type Null is a man-made creation, so I was like, oh, it's like Stitch, and it's in the Hawaii game, so that's kind of fitting. And then I was like, oh, I could just need a Bellossom to be Lilo. I have caught 7 male Oddish. All shiny, not a single one of them girls like I wanted for Lilo. And it's like, obviously I could just name one of them Lilo, and it wouldn't matter to anybody, but I just, for my own personal sake, I was like, well, I wanted a girl because the character's a girl. And it's like the game was trying to spite me. I was using Cute Charm hunting, by the way. I was doing Cute Charm hunting in Omega Ruby. And despite the fact that most of the Oddish I was encountering were girls, the only times they were shiny was when it was boys. And I felt like I was losing my mind. I eventually gave up on that shiny hunt. Like, I never even got the Type Null to go with. But I have so many shiny Oddish. And that has given me very mixed opinions on the line. Like, I do very much love them, and I actually have one of the Oddish I evolved into a Gloom. Or not a Gloom, a Vileplume. And I am a very big fan of him. He's pretty cool. He was the first one I caught. But the others have given me a very mixed feeling. So even though a couple years ago the answer would have been Oddish, I feel like I have to go with Parasect, honestly. Because that's one of my favorites to shiny hunt with. And it's just become one of my favorite Pokemon overall. Yeah, this one's easy. I'm just gonna go Jolteon for electric. Man, I didn't realize the fighting type pool in Gen 1 was so limited. I mean, I knew that it was for electric, but... See, poison, on the other hand, is a little overfilled, but fighting... I don't know. I'm not a huge fighting type fan. I think they're neat, but they're not my top favorite type, that's for sure. Poison types are a little more difficult, but I'm gonna go with Zubat, despite the fact I know a lot of people don't like Zubat. But personally, I just really like bats in general, so I remember as a kid I loved Zubat. Because, like, it's a bat. What's not to love? But I also hadn't played any of the games where Zubat was, or rather, at the time when I started to love Zubat, I hadn't actually played any of the games that had Zubat in the caves every 2 steps. Because I don't think they're actually that common in the Hoenn region. I think it was more Geodude that showed up. Because I know I was never a Geodude fan as a kid. That's kind of carried over now. You know what? I'm gonna go Sandshrew for ground types. You know, I'm gonna pick Butterfree for Bug, so that I can pick Scyther for Flying. Ooh. Okay, Psychic types are very tough. Okay, I feel like the obvious answer is Mew, because I was a huge fan of the first Pokemon movie as a kid. In Mew, every scene with Mew in it was my favorite scene of anything ever as a child. So I feel like I have to go with Mew. But I don't know, the Hypno line has also grown on me a lot over the years. I know I could pick Mew for favorite legend. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that. I'll pick Hypno for Psychic. And then I already know what legend it is, so I'm just gonna pick Mew. I do like Mewtwo as well, but I've always liked Mew more. I know Omastar and Omanyte are big memes because of Twitch Plays Pokemon, but I don't know why, but as a kid, I really liked Kabuto. So I feel like I have to pick that one. I feel like this one is easier than it probably should be. Because I know a lot of people are obsessed with Gengar, and I don't hate Gengar. But I liked the floaty hands on Haunter more. And Gengar's just kind of a little guy. That's not bad, but I don't know. Haunter looks more spooky to me. Apparently I like middle evolutions, because I'm going to go with Dragonair too. Ooh, okay. I was kind of wondering. I couldn't remember what they did for these ones. Oh, I'm torn between Missing No and the Substitute. You know what? I'll go with the Substitute doll, because I've wanted to buy a plush of the Substitute doll for so long now, but every time I've checked the Pokemon Center website, it is out of stock, and it's so sad. I'll go with Magneton. I like the more magnets. Oh, I still get to pick Wigglytuff. Nice. Oh boy. I don't know. I guess Bulbasaur. Now gimmicks. Okay, now these are cooler. I do really like the giant Eevee. But I know it was awful competitively, but Mega Kangaskhan, I love that the kid starts fighting. I think that's so funny. I do also like the Tom Meowth, though. You know what? I didn't pick Persian for normal, so I'll pick Mega Meowth. Not Mega Meowth, Gigantamax Meowth. Okay, now I have to decide, do I want to pick the top favorites for each generation now, or come back to it later? You know what? I'll do it now. And I think overall, the thing I'm most thankful for Generation 1 is probably Eevee. Just because, like, Sylveon exists later on, and without Gen 1 introducing Eevee, we wouldn't have gotten that. So, yeah, I might change that, because I also do really like Mew. But you know what? This is a decent list. There's a couple mixed opinions on some of these guys, but I think part of my issue is just I like Gen 1, but I don't like it enough. I've been forced to visit the Kanto region too many times in too many remakes. So, I think I'm good. Alright, now Gen 2, this is when things get interesting. I'm already immediately torn because I'm obsessed with Furret and Smeargle. Oh, and the Porygon 2. Oh my gosh, I forgot that was normal type. Every time I forget the Porygon line is normal and not psychic. Oh no, I don't want to choose between the two. And they both have painting tails if they wanted. I know Furret's tail might not be designed for that, but it could paint if it wanted. Oh man. You know what? This kind of hurts to do, but I'm gonna pick Smeargle. As much as I am obsessed with Furret, I think I have used Smeargle considerably more just for shiny hunting, so I feel like I have to give Smeargle the point for that. I'm gonna pick this one and not say its name, for reasons that should be clear. Even though I do really like the Houndoom line, I'm saving them for a dark. Oh no. I didn't think about the fact that I was gonna have to pit Wooper and Azumarill against each other. You know what? I'll pick Azumarill for Fairy, and then Wooper for Water. I have to go with Celebi. I'm so sorry to everybody else in this tech category. I love so many of these Pokemon. I love the Hoppip line. I love Chikorita. I think Sunflora is adorable. I have to pick Celebi. I love it too much. Then you know what? I'm actually going to pick Raikou for Electric, because I, as a kid, was obsessed with Raikou. Because, like, it's just a giant electric cat. What's cooler than that? And then, because I'm choosing, this line for... You know what? I'll go with the evolution. Because I'm choosing, Houndoom for Dark, I can choose Sneasel for Ice. Because I'm very torn on those two. I like both of them pretty equally. I don't think think I've ever actually used any of these Pokemon once. I was gonna say Heracross, and then I realized I've never used a Hitmontop, actually. And I think in almost every game, in order to use a Hitmontop, you have to have a Tyrogue first, so... I guess design-wise, while I do really like Hitmontop, I do think I like Heracross a little more. But I don't know, I do really like Hitmontop. It was really fun in the Pokepark games. I don't remember what it does, but I remember being very entertained by it as a kid. I have to go with more bats. I just love bats. Ooh, okay, this one's kind of tough because as a kid, Phanpy was one of my all-time favorite Pokemon because I just loved elephants. But I think as time has gone on, I think Gligar's kind of taken the top ground-type spot. Because, I mean, look at that little face. Oh, it always has its little tongue poking out. I think it's just too cute. I'm almost tempted to pick Crobat twice. But, okay, you know what? Let me look at the bugs first. Well, this didn't help at all. Okay, back to flying. Because I was gonna say, oh, I can just pick, Yanma for flying. But... I don't know, now I'm torn between picking it for flying or for bug. Because I do really love Yanma. I don't know why. I probably don't need to defend all of my choices, they're just my personal favorites, but I feel like I need to. I don't know, I do also really like Xatu. Actually, no, I think I like Natu a little bit more, because I like how round it is. No, you know what? Yeah, I talked myself into it. I love the little round bird. One of my favorite psychic type from Gen 2 was, like, the Eye Unknown. Like, that's such a random Pokemon. I get why they have to include them, because they include everything, and I mean everything, you'll see it later on. Gen 5's kind of wild in this, but... I don't know, I do also like Espeon an awful lot. I know Espeon was definitely my favorite as a kid. Nowadays, it's kind of torn between Espeon and Sylveon. Alright, I didn't pick Yanma for flying, and now I'm torn between Yanma and Scizor for bug. Because I don't ever think I've actually used a Scizor, but I do think it looks really cool. I don't know, I think off design-wise, I think I have to go Yanma. I think it looks more like... I don't even know, I can't even put it into words what it, like, I don't want to say, like, approachable, because I know that's wrong. Because obviously the giant armored ant doesn't look very approachable compared to the dragonfly. But it looks more like something I would actually use, I think, is what I'm trying to say. You did the thing in your favorite Pokemon changed? What did it change to? That's part of why I'm doing this, because I want to actually figure out what the answer for mine is, because I keep defaulting to Victini, but I don't know how true that actually is. I don't know what it's gonna show up on this as. Would it be wrong to choose Magcargo and its evolution on the same list? Because based on the Pokemon shown right here, I definitely like Magcargo more. Yeah, you know what? I just like snails. I'm just gonna pick that line. And then I love how easy the ghost option is, because it's like, I know it's because it was the only ghost type in that generation, but regardless, I was gonna pick Mischievous, just because I'm obsessed with that line. And then, yeah. Sorry, Kingdra. Ooh, Banette versus Giratina. Those are both really cool Pokemon, though, I must say. Like, I'm pretty sure when we get down here, Banette is what's gonna win, but I do also really like Duskull. So, we'll see. Okay, you know what, I guess... I was gonna say I can pick Scizor here to make up for it for skipping out on it in Bug, but I kinda like Skarmory more than it, I think. Yeah, sorry Scizor, I do really like you, but I think I have to go Skarmory. I feel like I can't even pretend to make this difficult, I just like Totodile. I feel so bad for poor Scizor. I'm gonna go with Ampharos. I've always loved its flowing mane. Ooh. Hisui and Zoroa versus Banette. Those are both very tough ones. Ooh, and now I have to choose between Raikou and Celebi. I don't know, I think Celebi is significantly cuter, but I think, proportionally, I've had a obsession with Raikou for a more significant portion of my life. Oh boy. Overall favorite. This is not the group of Pokemon I expected to be picking from here, I must say. Oh man, I'm kind of tempted to make it Mischievous. But I also know that Miss Magius is gonna show up somewhere along this list, and I'm a little worried I'm gonna be choosing between Mischievous, Miss Magius, and Fluttermane as my top favorite Pokemon, because I am very much drawn to all three of those Pokemon. I don't know, this is tough. And I do also really love Sneasel. I feel like I'm not emphasizing enough how much I'm obsessed with Sneasel. Because I have a Pokemon Ranger OC, and her partner Pokemon is a Sneasel. And those are easily two of my all-time favorite characters of mine. Well, I guess I say he's a Sneasel, but he's technically a Weavile by the time I started writing her story. Because I'm writing about the story of both of them all grown up. But as a child, she had a Sneasel. I do also really like Crobat. One of my failed White 2 Nuzlocke, one of my favorite Pokemon I had on that team was a Crobat. She was just really fast. I was obsessed with how cool she was in battle. She also evolved, like, really quickly after evolving into a Golbat. Like, I want to say she spent, like, a battle as a Golbat, and then suddenly was a Crobat, and I was like, oh, she loves me! Alright, this is... Oh, man. Okay, this is where things get really, really difficult. Like, Gen 2 picked it up, Gen 3, like, skyrockets in comparison. Oh, man. I don't know, I kind of want to pick the purple Kecleon, because I was a huge Mystery Dungeon kid, but also I really like both Skitty and Delcatty. Which reminds me, why are my little... There they are. My little guys weren't there for a second. I don't know why they got turned off, but they're back now. Because, yeah, I picked the two of them for my little, overlay thing, because I was like, oh, they're both super cute, I love both those guys. And they also both still have the Mystery Dungeon connection to me, because I played as a Skitty in, the Rescue Team remake. And I must say, Skitty's kind of overpowered in that game. The power of Double Slap is, like, kind of insane. I don't know. I've been going with a lot of early stages for a lot of these guys. Yeah, choosing Skitty's not a bad idea. It is really cute. And I like how it's like such a what's the word, grabbable cat? Like it looks like it's the perfect size to just pick up and carry around. Versus Delcatty, it's like it's not big enough to ride like Persian, but it's also too big to carry comfortably, so like you pick up a Delcatty and you're just like, alright, let's go! Like you gotta work with me here a bit. Oh, I don't know. I think in real life, I would prefer to have... I think Delcatty as a pet, because I feel like it would be slightly more calm. Versus I think Skitty would be the significantly cuter pet to have. Aw. Which, Ranger game was Skitty in? Because I remember, I had the one with... Actually, wait, was it in Shadows of Almia? Because I remember I had Pachirisu in that one, and I wanted to use other, partner Pokemon. But I only ever used, what's it called? Skitty? No, it's not Skitty, not Skitty. I only ever used, Pachirisu and, Sneasel. I don't even remember what the other partner Pokemon were anymore, I'm realizing. I'm gonna stream every Pokemon Ranger game at some point, so it'll refresh my memory. I don't know. I'm torn. I think I'm Gonna go Delcatty just to kind of switch things up because I have been picking a lot of first stages. Like I picked Wooper, this one. I said this one, but I realized I turned off the capture mouse thing. The fire type from Gen 2. I picked Natu over Xatu. And I picked Totodile over Feraligatr. So to switch things up a little bit, I guess I'll go with, what's it called? Delcatty. Yeah, I haven't replayed any of the Ranger games in so long. Like, I did a test of one to make sure it would work on stream, but I only made it like 30 minutes into the game before I restarted it because I was like, alright, I'll stream it soon. I did that test back in like November of last year. It's been a little while. So I will play it one of these days on stream. I just gotta find the time in my schedule for it. And this one's also really tough, because I have a copy of Emerald I've been playing, and I used, Numel on it. And I love that little thing! But also Torkoal! And I do also really like... I really love all three options in, Gen 3 for the starters. Like, Blaziken's cool, I love Sceptile, Swampert's, like... basically, like, the best thing to solo the whole game with. Like, this whole generation has just some top-tier starters. Like, I think I've done a playthrough of Gen 3 with every single starter. Like, it's so, so good. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Torkoal. Just because I was using it on my Trick Room team, and that was really fun to set up with. And it was the way it was mostly just there to cover for the Lilligant, and the way it still ended up getting so many of the knockouts. I was impressed. I already really liked Torkoal, but that boosted my appreciation for it a lot more. Oh boy, okay. I can do this. I can pick one of these as my favorite. This is potentially a bit of a controversial opinion, but of the Spheal line, Celio is my favorite. Like, I'm gonna pick it here just to get it on screen, but as much as I adore Spheal, I love the mustache on its evolution. It is so adorable. I also really like, Milotic. And I like Lotad. I like the evolutions too. Like, they're not bad, but I really like Lotad as just a little, super tiny little Pokemon. I don't know, I'm kind of tempted to stay with the option here. You know what, I'll come back to water. Oh, I forgot how hard of a choice grass is. This isn't any better. Because I really love the entirety of the Trico line. And I really love Shroomish and Breloom. And Roselia is amazing. I actually really like Cradily. Cacturne, I still have some harsh feelings against you from shiny hunting, but I do think you're a cool, like, scarecrow, but made of grass thing. And then Tropius is a banana tree dinosaur. That's just perfect. I think I've commented on every line except for the Seedot line, which is weird because that was like the first Pokemon I caught as a kid. I was about to play through all of Gen 3 with just my Trico as a kid, until I came across these two twins who were like, oh, we'll double battle you, oh, but you only have one Pokemon. And I was like, I can do that? I can go get more? So I went and caught a Seedot, and I'm pretty sure it fainted in that battle. The poor little guy, because I didn't even name him. I was so eager to fight those girls, I didn't name him. So that I'm pretty sure that means I also didn't heal before going to fight those two girls, and I know my starter was a Grovyle by then, because that's how long I'd been playing without catching anything. So I remember, I think my Grovyle just soloed that whole battle. You know, a lot of people think Roselia is Gen 4 because both of its evolutions are in Gen 4. But yeah, it is a Gen 3 Pokemon that received both a, pre-evolution and an evolution in the same generation. Apparently in Gen 4 they realized, like, wow, that thing needs some help. And you know what? I do really like Roserade, so I'm happy they decided that. Is it Christmas now? Why is this song playing? I guess I forgot I added a Christmas song to this. That's fine. I guess wintry. The Feast of the Winter Star, I believe it was what it's called in Stardew. Oh man, this is tough. Okay, I'm not gonna pick Grovyle, just because I know Grovyle is going to win the starter option. So that means I am now stuck mostly between Shroomish and Roselia. Here, what's the option in Gen 4 for grass? Ooh. I do really like Leafeon. Man, cheating to look ahead doesn't help at all. You know what? I'll continue the trend of picking my favorite shiny hunters for now. Actually, wait, what are they? Oh. Okay, you know what? No. I will go with this setup. Because I do really love Hariyama and Medicham, but I have to admit to myself that I do prefer Grovyle over both of them. Oh, you're good, no need to apologize. Oh boy. Oh, I can't decide if I like Plusle or Mina more. I feel like I can't— those two are such a duo in my head, I can't separate them. I guess I have to go Manectric then. Even though I feel like as a pair, I do like Plusle and Minun more. But I don't know, I can't separate them and I can't pick both. I only have to pick one or the other, so I'll just go with Manectric. I do really like Manectric as well, actually. I've used Manectric in multiple playthroughs, and I love that thing. Ooh, okay. People hate me if I picked Castform. Because I always thought Castform was really cool when I was a kid. I loved that it changed forms based on the moves it used and stuff, like how it battled. I know it was based on the weather condition, but like it had to activate the weather to change form, basically, so. And of all the Castform forms, I guess, I think the ice one was always my favorite. Because there's the fire one, which is nice, and where is it? The water one is also nice, but I don't know, something about the ice one I do really like. I know a lot of people don't like Castform, and I do think that's fair. It is not the coolest Pokemon from Gen 3, but I don't know, I've always liked it. I thought it was very neat. And I like that you got it as a reward for rescuing the weather station people. I don't know, because I also do really like Glalie. But I also like Froslass more between the two, and that's making me slightly lean towards Castform. And I've already picked Celio, so. And Regice scared me as a kid, so I have a hard time picking that one. That's not the form I'm picking! I am picking the cool and graceful ice type. That does not have that same appearance. If this was normal Castform we were talking about, you would be onto something. But this is specifically the ice type form. I don't know, I feel like I kind of put myself into a corner by putting Celio as the water type. But I don't know, I do genuinely very much appreciate this form. I do also really like Snorunt, though. Man, I didn't expect Ice type to be such a not confusing, difficult one. Like, I knew it was gonna be tough for, oh, I have to go with Gulpin. Okay. I knew it was gonna be tough for, like, the grass types and the fire types, but I forgot how difficult Ice was gonna be. But yeah, no, I have to go with this little guy, because it's just so silly. The fact that this thing and its evolution are like 90% mouth is so funny to me. Like, their entire purpose is just to eat. They're like a muck, but less messy, and I love that. Alright, well, now I have to decide, do I like Trapinch or Flygon more, is what this comes down to, really. And it is very tempting to pick Groudon, but I don't know, that feels too easy. I don't know, something about the the staring into oblivion eye of Trapinch has always made me a very, very big fan of it. And then Flygon just kind of goes without saying. That thing just looks cool. And I do like Vibrava as well. I feel like I have to mention that if I'm mentioning the other two. I actually evolved a shiny Trapinch into Vibrava, and then I had to, like, convince myself that it was worth it to evolve it into a Flygon, because it was so, like, I think if I remember correctly, Flygon loses its high special attack and gains a high physical attack. And even though I wasn't using this thing competitively in the slightest, my Vibrava did have a special attack boosting nature. I don't remember what it was though. But I was like, man, this thing's actually really strong right now. If I evolve it, it's gonna lose that. So I had to, like, convince myself it was worth it just for appearance alone. Oh man, this is tough. I do also like Claydol. They kind of scared me when I was a kid because they blew up, and I was not a fan of that. It's the same thing for Electrode when I was a kid. The Pokemon that just blew up, I was like, that's scary. Why do you do that? Oh, also, because we were talking about Pokemon Ranger earlier, I don't remember the context of the level, but there is a level where there's a bunch of Claydol, and I hated those things. They were so annoying, and I think it's because they did the blow-up thing, like, constantly. And I hated that. I guess I'll remember that level when we get to it, but not looking forward to that. Oh, I don't know. Okay. I think I'll go Flygon because I was trying to use this generation to pick the evolved forms, and then I broke that with, well, I guess both Celio and Gulpin, but yeah, I don't know. I do like the first stage more than the second one here. I got one in Pokemon Sleep, and I didn't, I still haven't evolved her. She was like the first Pokemon I ever caught in that game. I named her Jelly, and to this day, Jelly is unevolved. Ooh, flying types are really good this generation. Okay, what are the options for bugs specifically? Oh no, I forgot Armaldo is a bug type. Oh gosh, okay. I was gonna say, oh, if I just pick Masquerain as my favorite bug, that'll make it slightly easier to pick a favorite flying type. Not how there's so many good bugs in this generation too. Yeah, it's because Shadow Lugia was, the game was technically released during Gen 3, so even though Lugia is a Gen 2, they count the generation the game's released in for where they put the stuff. Which I think makes sense, to a degree. But we'll get to that, I guess. I do like Shadow Lugia, though. I never played any of those games, but I always thought the design was super cool. Like, oh, that's right, it's not actually a water type. Like, I don't know, something about the way, like, the little mask thing that it has, the way it looks in the shadow form, made me like it way more. Oh, you just like Shadow Lugia. That's fair. That is totally fair. You just wanted to point it out. Oh, man. Oh, that's right, it shows up here, too. Oh, man. Alright. I could go with the basic answer of Taillow or Swellow, because they're like the first birds you see in that game. Well, actually, debatably, you see Wingull first, if you get lucky to encounter one on that route. I don't know. I have done multiple playthroughs with a Swellow, just because it's so easy to catch and it levels up so quickly. And it's also pretty good for contests as well, learning a lot of moves in the cool category, making it very easy to just enter the low-ranked contests where you don't need to worry about the feeding your Pokemon berries thing, which is not difficult to do in the remakes because it's so much quicker to farm berries. But in the old games, it's really slow. So I don't really use in Emerald, I can't really do a lot of like the high-ranking contest stuff because I can't grow any berries without leaving my Game Boy open for hours. So I very much appreciate the Swellow line for just being naturally good at those things. But I don't know, I do also really like Altaria. Oh, I forgot how many good dragons there are this generation, too. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say, oh, what if I picked it for dragon? It has to compete with Latios and dragon. Or I guess Latios and Latias. I like both those siblings. I say siblings. I know that they're only siblings in that one movie. But still. The movie made me obsessed with Latios and Latias as a kid. Oh my gosh, why is this so difficult? It's because I know I'm not going to see most of these again in later categories, I think is the issue. Oh man, okay. I'm gonna go Swallow, just because I've used it in more situations, but I do really like both Wingill and Swablu. Their lines are amazing. Actually, no, you know what? We're skipping Psychic for a moment. I'm not gonna deal with that right now. I really like Armaldo. That is a cool Pokemon. And Volbeat and Illumise are both very pretty. They're both very world-building Pokemon to me. They're not battle Pokemon, but I think for the sake of world building as like a concept, I think they're super neat. And then of course, I absolutely love Beautyfly and Dustox. Those two are just a wonderful duo. And the fact that they evolve from Little Wurmple is just... It's such an adorable little Pokemon. I love that it can either turn evil or just into a regular butterfly. But also, Legends Arceus made me realize that the beautiful butterfly is also evil. Those things are out for blood, which scared me a little, but that's fine. I guess it didn't scare me, it more surprised me. I was not prepared to run for my life after a Beautyfly started chasing me. I think I have to go Masquerain. Something about the way that thing is always animated in every game it's in is very pretty and mesmerizing for me to watch. Oh, I think I have to go Cradily. I really like the fossils in Gen 3. Oh boy, this one it's such a small pool of Pokemon, but it's so, like... It's such a hard one to choose from. Oh, hey, Abba! Wow, it's been a while since I've seen you. How you doing? Oh man, okay. I love Sableye. I do love both Shuppet and Banette, and then also Duskull. I like Dusclops too, but I know Dusknoir just looks significantly cooler. Yeah, you know what? As much as I love Sableye, I'll have to pick Banette over it. And then I'll pick Dusknoir. Oh, I don't know if I can pick Dusknoir because I see Miss Maggie is there. Okay, we'll come back. I know I do really love Dusknoir. Oh man, this is tough. Are you saying I said that I don't want to see you? I never said that. I never said anything remotely like that. You told me you didn't want to talk to me anymore, and then you just disappeared. Like, that's what you DM'd Cam, and you didn't even tell that to me. You technically told me it through Cam. Oh gosh, you scared me. But genuinely, how have you been? I was kind of wondering, like, if you've been alright lately. Abba Creamy is someone who used to be very active in streams back when Cam and I first started. So I'm just trying to see how he's doing. Alright, I do need to pick a dragon type, though. Oh, I'm so torn between the three legendaries there. Because I do like the Bagon line, but I was never, like, a super huge fan of them. Like, I do think Salamence is cool, but I've always significantly liked the legendary dragons from Gen 3 more. don't think you were interrupting me. Oh, thank you for saying my content is fun. That really means a lot. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna stop trying to decide over it. I do really like Latias. I said I was gonna stop deciding and then immediately click the tab again. Okay, no, I have to move on. Ooh, I feel like this should be harder, but I know it's gonna be Absol. But I also want to point out how much I love the Mightyena line. Those guys are just... they're so cool. I know some people don't like when you point out the little clown makeup that they're wearing, but if you haven't noticed it before, if you look up a picture of Mightyena and you look really closely, they do have, like, clown-like markings on their face, and I only loved them more after I noticed it. I think it is super adorable. And, like, the little, like, highlight on the nose. Like, it's adorable. Like, it's not, like, full clown makeup, I want to make that clear, but it's just, like, little, like, markings in that with the red nose. Like, it's just, it's cute. But yeah, I do have to pick Absol over them, which makes me feel a little sad, but I do really love Absol as a Pokemon. Oh, Steel was hard to pick from, too. Because I really love the Beldum line, because I used the shiny, Beldum event that Omega Ruby had when it first came out. And I loved having that thing on the team. That thing was so cool. But I also really like Mawile. Yeah, the community's grown a bit, I mean, more specifically over the past, like, month or two, but it's been nice. Oh gosh, that's right, I skipped over Psychic entirely. I was gonna say, do I have the ability to choose Mawile for Fairy, but I do feel like I do have to pick Gardevoir for Fairy. Okay. That kind of makes this a little bit easier, because I can then pick Metagross for Psychic, and then I can pick Jirachi for Steel. So it all works out. And then Starter, Grovyle, hands down. I played Mystery Dungeon as a kid, and I was obsessed with it. And it was kind of funny. I played the Explorers of Time and Darkness games first, and the Pokemon I played as was actually a Trico. So I thought, well, I didn't know if it was, like, personalized, but I kind of, like, thought that something was gonna get, like, pointed out at some point about the story with me being a Trico and there being a Grovyle, and it was never actually addressed. Which, like, I realize now would have been a really annoying thing for them to do. But I don't know. I expected it more. I technically have a Twitch, but I don't stream on it. And I actually don't really watch a lot of stuff on Twitch as well. I don't know, I've always preferred the layout of YouTube. It's easier for me to, understand and everything. Let me move this screen back over. Okay, gimmick form. It's a lot of Mega Evolutions. A lot of overpowered Mega Evolutions as well. I don't know, my first instinct was Mega Absol, but then I saw Mega Banette next to it and I was like, ooh, I do really like Mega Banette. But I feel like I might have to go with Primal Groudon, just because I love how glowy it is. Like, I've always loved how it's, like, illuminated. Oh, you're leaving already? Oh, I just opened chat again. Well, I'm glad you were here. It was nice seeing you again. Oh, could you not see Abba's messages? Oh, that's right, that was a thing that was happening. Yeah, are messages from Abba Creamy in chat visible for anybody? Because I forgot that was totally a thing, his messages weren't, like, showing up to anybody else. don't know why that was a whole thing. It was so weird. I can't believe I forgot all about that. Here, I'm curious if it shows up in Nightbot's logs. Okay, you know, his messages show up in Nightbot's logs, so they are, like, physically there. No, you're allowed here. I'm sorry, I totally forgot that your messages aren't, like, visible to people, though, so I'm sure that's confusing. Okay, I got a little sidetracked. I do have to pick a favorite legend. I want to say it's Groudon just because Ruby was my first ever game, but I don't know. I think I'm going to say Jirachi. I don't know, maybe. But I don't think I have anybody in my hidden users list. Because I know it was an issue happening for other streams as well, where people couldn't see his messages. Here, let me double check that real quick. Yep, I don't have anybody in my hidden users thing, so I don't know why Abba's messages show up. Oh, there they go, they're all deleted now. I do remember that part happening, the messages would all delete themselves. Well, that's odd. But I guess let's keep going. Oh boy, a lot of these guys are green. Why are so many of my favorites green? They're not even all grass types. Okay, man. Man, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna come back to Gen 3. Let's keep going to Gen 4, because I am genuinely... I was trying to, like, rationalize things in my head, but I can't even, like, form a complete sentence before being like, but what about this other one? So... Okay. Well, this, like, entire middle row here are all some of my all-time favorites, so that's kind of tough. Oh, there's no Shorts live stream, because when I previewed what the Shorts live stream would look like, you cannot identify a single image of the Pokemon. It is far too tiny. Like, the other streams that I've done, like, there's moments that are, like, kind of small, but they're still, like... You can still see them when the stream is full-screened on mobile. You cannot tell, like, any of these Pokemon icons on the mobile stream, unfortunately. And I couldn't make the screen any bigger, either. So... I just decided, unfortunately, no short streams today. Oh yeah, I have started doing duo live streams, where I'll have a regular, like, landscape stream, and then a vertical short stream. That way people can watch it on their phone more comfortably if they want to. But yeah, unfortunately I could not do that today. But yeah, I didn't even realize Shorts live streams were a thing. But they're pretty neat. They're significantly easier to watch on your phone, and they also don't look bad if you are watching it on a computer. Like, they still are very high quality and stuff, even if you're watching it on a computer, which I appreciate. I'm also totally stalling, because I can't decide if I like, the Glameow line more than the Baneri line more. And I'm also trying to decide, do I prefer Chatot to both of them? Because again, I keep mentioning it, I was a Mystery Dungeon kid, and I know a lot of people didn't like Chatot in the Explorers of Time and Darkness games. I loved that guy. I thought he was so cool. And then Porygon, oh, I forgot, Z, is easily my favorite of the entire evolutionary line. It would have been... Okay, I couldn't remember if they did this. It would have been really funny if a different form of Arceus showed up in every category. But I guess they decided against that, which, that's fair. Because they would have had to do the same thing with, what's it called? Silvally, I believe. Oh, I didn't even realize there were shinies in Poke MMO. Gosh, I want to play that game at some point. I, like, started a profile to, see if it would work for streaming, and then I don't know what game I ended up doing instead. Actually, I think it was the randomizer. I think I did the white randomizer instead of the white, Poke MMO stream. But I do want to do one of those eventually, just because I grew up watching people play, the Fire Red version of Poke MMO, and I would love to play it myself eventually. My stalling is getting less and less successful. I don't know what to do. If I keep going with the competitive memories for a lot of these, so I could very easily do that with Lopunny again. But also I had a Glameow that I named Donut, and I used her in my Shining Pearl playthrough when that game came out. And she was weirdly strong. I did not expect her to, like, one-shot, like, everything. But almost every time she was on the battlefield, she just took out, like everything that she came across. It was wonderful. Oh yeah, there is actually a bunch of the different Spinda forms. You can choose your favorite Spinda at the bottom and randomize it. I don't know how many forms there are, just because I don't know if they can... You can, like, manually, like, choose where to put them and stuff, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to hit randomize until I get one that looks cool. Yeah, you know what, I'll stick with Lopunny for now. Because, like I keep saying to myself, I can come back and change my mind if I feel like it. I don't think I like any of these Pokemon that much. Like, I don't hate any of them, but I don't think I have, like, a super high opinion of any of them. Like, I kind of like Magmortar, I think, the most of all of these ones, but it's still not, like, my favorite. Oh wow, shiny starter on your first try? In an Emerald of all games? That is a blessed playthrough. You know what, I'm gonna go with the Rotom. Just because I like Rotom as a Pokemon more. And I know it's not going to win over here in the electric category, so I'll pick it for fire. Ooh, I have to go with Manaphy. I like the other options here, and I do love Piplup especially. And like the Weasel and Floatzel. Those two are both awesome. But I have to go with Manaphy, I can't even lie. You didn't even know it was shiny? Oh my gosh, that's incredible. You were meant to be with shinies. Oh, the grass types are really tough. Because I do like Cherrim, and I also really like Leafeon. And then, I mean, just look at Shaman. It's a little grass hedgehog. I don't know what the sky form is. It kind of looks like a deer. But, I mean, the hedgehog form, like, come on. That's so cute. The poison options. Oh no, Toxicroak! Okay, can I pick Toxicroak for fighting? Oh boy, okay. For fighting, I'll pick Toxicroak. For poison, Roserade. So then that leaves grass open for Leafeon. Alright, I think I got it to work. And then Pachirisu, no questions. I don't even need to hesitate. Oh, what are the ghost options, please? Oh, no, that's right! Okay. Well, we're delaying Ghostian. Yeah, the legs are from Pokestar Studios. The big lady here. Yeah, she's from... All of these guys actually are from Pokestar Studios. And I think it's really funny they included them. I'm so happy they did. Oh, no. I have to choose between Frostlass, Glaceon, and Weavile. And, you know, a refrigerator, but... Can I pick Weavile for Dark? Yes, I can, pretty easily, actually. I like all these guys, but I do like Weavile more than all of them. Okay, that makes this easier. And I know Ghost is gonna be, oh boy, a tough one, so... I'll go for Frostlass with ice. Considering I did skip over Snorunt. And I do like that whole line, so... Would I ever play Binding of Isaac? No, unfortunately. I don't think it's a game I would enjoy personally. I know a lot of people enjoy that game, but... And I know I've watched gameplay of it, so it's not like I've only seen, like, a single picture. But, I don't know, something about it just makes me think I wouldn't really enjoy myself while playing it. And I couldn't even tell you exactly what it is. Is picking Gliscor over Garchomp a controversial opinion? Because I do kind of like the Scorpion more. Ooh, okay, I can pick Chatot here, because I do really love Yanmega, but I do kind of like Chatot more than it. Well, the Psychic types in Gen 4 are just adorable. But then you also have a giant Gong, and Gallade just kind of hanging out there amongst all the adorable little guys. Well, I guess Cresselia is huge, actually, so I guess there's like 3 really big Pokemon here, and then everyone else is just really tiny. This is kind of tough, because I do really like all 3 of the Lake Spirits. But there was something that happened in Mystery Dungeon, I don't even remember what it was, but it made me like Mesprit more. So I'm gonna go with Mesprit. I know I also really liked Uxie in that one as well. Like, it's very close between those two, and Azelf. Azelf is, of course, like, a very close third, but, I don't know, something happened in that game that pushed Mesprit just slightly above. Ooh, I have to pick between Mothim and Yanmega. I do really like Yanmega, but also Shiny Mothim might be one of my favorite shinies just ever. Oh yeah, you can do a shiny version of this as well. I'm not gonna have time to do that today, but I do kind of want to do a shiny version. Nope, let me turn that off. Or click here to make everything shiny. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna do that yet, though. If only I had actually read the text in front of me, that would have helped a lot. Which here, you know what? I'll click Mothim, and I'll turn it shiny just to show off how pretty the shiny is. Like, look at that nice blue. And how it's so, like, beautifully highlighted with the yellow. It's gorgeous. But I don't know. I don't know if I can pick that over Yanmega as a whole. Because I haven't technically used either of these 2 Pokemon, I don't think. I know I've used a Yanma for a little while, but I don't think it had ever actually evolved. Outside of, like, Pokedex stuff, of course. I don't know, I feel I did pick Yanma here. You know what? No, I'll go with Mothim, because Yanma does show up earlier in the list. I thought someone was breaking into my room for a second. Oh gosh. Yeah. My dog was just brought into the room, but I thought it was a cat swiping at my door because she's done that a lot. But no, my dog's just hanging out in here now. Your colored pencils just disappeared? What? You found one pencil thing. Well, I hope the others are next to it. I don't know how everything just disappeared, but that's a little concerning. I'm kind of torn here. Not because any of these are like super high favorites, but I've realized I have a very neutral opinion on every Pokemon on screen right now. And because I'd feel so, like, okay about all of them. It's hard to figure out, like, well, who do I, like, really like? I might go with Rhyperior, because I don't remember what it did in-game, but I remember there was one in the first Pokepark game, and I used to visit that area a lot. I think that's actually where Hitmontop is. I think it was in the same general location. And that was one of my favorite spots to be in. So I might go with that just because I don't remember the exact memory, but I know I have a Pokepark memory with this Pokemon. If I could teleport your pencils to you, I would do that right now, because how cool would that be? But unfortunately, I could not tell you where those things went. I am so sorry. Oh man. Okay, well at least Fairy's kind of easy. Okay, I will say Gen 4 doesn't feel like it's been as tough as Gen 3, just because I like a lot of the evolutions in Gen 4, less than a lot of the, like, originally introduced Pokemon in Gen 4. Like, Roserade alone almost tops most of the things on this list, and it's an evolution to a previous Pokemon. But I don't know. Same with, I'm over here is torn between Mismagius and Dusknoir. Oh yeah, if the room is bright, if not the room, if the bag is bright yellow, that should stand out so, like, should immediately stand out. It's such a vibrant color. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go with Mismagius. I know I literally have Misdreavus directly above it, but Misdreavus had no competition, and Mismagius does, so I think that says more about how much I like it. Plus, I had one on the team in Shining Pearl as well, and whenever the Glameow and later Purugly wasn't fighting, it was pretty much exclusively my Mismagius. Those two girls basically soloed the whole game for me. It was great. Wait, okay, let me reread that sentence. I think my brain shut off halfway through. Oh, you were talking to a fan in another chat. That's pretty cool. Who was it? How would the bag get under something? What? How did these items disappear? You know, I feel like because I've been talking about Mystery Dungeon so much, I have to pick Primal Dialga. Just for no other reason other than I keep talking about it today. Although I feel like I might actually like Palkia slightly more. But that's fine, because that means I can just pick Palkia for Legend. Oh no, Palkia doesn't have competition in the favorite Legend category. I am so sorry, Palkia. I clicked that page just to dash your hopes. You know, I do really like Magnezone. And that's kind of like... My first instinct was like, oh yeah, Lucario, obviously. But... I don't know. I like Magnezone more than I like either of its previous evolutions. Versus Lucario, I do really like Riolu. Like, I like both of those ones. So I feel like because I like the Lucario line more, I have to pick it, even if I like Magnezone slightly more. If that makes any sense. Yeah, the Magnemite line is literally just... It basically didn't exist back then, but it was retroactively added. And then yeah, Togekiss, easy. I do like Mr. Mime. I think he's just absolutely adorable. Or not Mr. Mime, Mime Jr. I think it is just absolutely adorable. Which is pretty neat. But I really like Togekiss. It's always been a very beautiful Pokemon to me. Let me move this back over again. Actually, no. I moved it over here because we're towards the end. Oh, that's pretty cool. I do hope they join chat so that way you can recognize them, because that'd be pretty cool to have them join us. Oh, the art stuff was with the other art stuff. How convenient! I'm glad you found them. Alright, starter. I really like Turtwig, and I really like Piplup. And the Chimchar line, I don't hate. I actually think their designs are pretty neat, but I have never enjoyed using a Chimchar, and I've given it multiple chances, so... Unfortunately, Infernape, you're not even in this running. But Turtwig and Piplup, on the other hand, that's actually a pretty tough choice. And I like that both of their evolutions pretty equally, that's why I'm just naming specifically Turtwig and Piplup. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go with Piplup, just because that's what I used in Shining Pearl. You know, that's fair, I do that all the time. Whenever something, like, instead of checking the reasonable spot, you look for it somewhere random. Like, I lose my keys all the time. I have a key hook. Like, they're on the key hook 99% of the time. And yet, whenever I'm actually trying to find them, I start looking through my bags, being like, oh, maybe they're in one of these. No, it's on the key hook, where I put them after I used them last. I never think of that for some reason. You know, Turtwig is very close on this one. Like, I absolutely adore Turtwig. It was actually the first Pokemon I tried to shiny hunt. Like, my second Pokemon I tried to shiny hunt was Eevee. That didn't go very well either. But Turtwig, I hatched hundreds of Turtwig eggs. I believe it was in Omega Ruby, and never got the shiny. To this day, I do not own a shiny Turtwig, because I picked up the hunt again in Sun and Moon, and I hatched like one box of eggs in Sword and Shield, and I have not attempted again in Scarlet and Violet, but if I do, I'll probably just go straight for a Outbreak, or not an Outbreak, I'll probably just use a shiny Sandwich and get it like immediately. So, yeah, but for now, I do, as much as I love that little turtle, I do have to go with the Penguin. Ooh, these are some good Mega Evolutions. I bet my shoes are in the oven, not the shoe rack. That is such a reasonable place to look. I totally understand the logic. Oh man. I kind of forgot Mega Abomasnow looks like that. But you know what, that's pretty cool. No, you know what? Back to my competitive logic. I use Lopunny specifically as a Mega Lopunny on my team. And because that was the only good Pokemon I had on my team, shockingly, she carried the team. I did mostly I did a couple battles against friends, but I mostly battled against the Battle Tree. But I was obsessed with running the Battle Tree. I would do it constantly. Like, I don't know why, but like almost every time I would open Sun and Moon, it was to go to the Battle Tree and just to, like, see how many I would take before I would get knocked out. And I only ever beat the bosses like a couple times because I usually never made it far enough for them. But I would make it like a good like distance every time, and it was just because like every time I got beaten, it was because something was like either faster than my Mega Lopunny or didn't get one shot, so it was able to defeat me. Gallade is a very, like, incredible one on this list, I must say. The Gallade and the Lucario, like, those are the three I'm, like, most torn between. I do like the Garchomp, I like that it basically turns into a giant knife. And the Mega Abomasnow, I forgot, goes down on all fours, which is interesting, but... I don't know, these are all some pretty solid Pokemon, I must say. I just wonder there was more Gen 4, but I guess they really went all out with Gen 3, and a little bit in Gen 2. And then, there wasn't a lot of... Here, I gotta keep clicking the screen. There wasn't... yeah, there was only one Mega for Gen 5, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But I guess they were like, oh, Gen 5's new, like, we don't need to give it as much attention. Oh, now your cat disappeared! Oh no! Yeah, I do remember hearing people being very upset about that Mega Garchomp wasn't as fun to use in battle as they were prepared for it to be. But I feel like that might just be a general Garchomp problem. Like, it's a cool Pokemon and it is great in battle, but people always expect it to be, like, undefeatable in every situation, and unfortunately it does have weaknesses, so... And that does carry over to the Mega Evolution. Okay, this is still pretty tough. Because now I'm realizing, of all the Pokemon on the screen right here, I have to choose between Mismagius, Weavile, Roserade, and Manaphy, I think, are like the biggest contenders here for the #1 slot. Because I have always been pretty obsessed with Manaphy. Oh, you know, I'm a bit Mega Garchomp being worse, that's what I mean. The fact that people were so disappointed about how it wasn't, like, as cool as they expected. And Mega Banette being better is that, yeah. Banette needed that so badly. Oh good, the cat was found. Oh my gosh, a 20-foot cable? That sounds a little excessive, I think. I know it's for the VR, so like for that specific use it's fine. But I think every other use, it might be a little overkill. Oh, you have to head out? Well, it was great having you here, like always. Sorry, I'm about to cough. Oh my gosh, okay. I thought it was going to be one of those coughs that just goes away on its own. It really did not. But yeah, thanks for joining us. It was great having you here. Oh man, this is so tough. Here, if I put Mismagius here, how am I feeling about this? Oh, I'm realizing Misdreavus. And yep, okay, the thing I was worried about is happening. Okay. What if I went with Weavile? How am I feeling about this? Sneasel shows up in Ice, and then Weavile shows up in Dark. So both of those are being represented, which is nice. And then right now, these are the contenders for overall top favorite. Interesting. I don't know how I'm feeling right now. Everything's just disappearing these days, yeah. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Okay. I'm gonna go back to Gen 3 and then decide how I'm feeling about Weavile after this. This is a very interesting list. Let's move it over this way a little bit. How do I type? Oh, I think you figured it out. How am I feeling about Grovyle? This does look right, looking at these list of the #1 favorites right here. But I don't know, Delcatty being absent from this list feels wrong. But also, I've been obsessed with Grovyle for a little bit longer, I think. Man, because I discovered Grovyle first. Because, you know, that was what my starter evolved into, so it evolved before I found out Skitty's existence. Man, I knew this was going to be tough, and I still planned this as my chill stream, so I guess that's on me. Alright, you know what? I feel like Grovyle deserves this as my first starter to show up at least somewhere on the overall favorites list. And then Weavile... Alright, because Misdreavus is here, I feel like I have to pick something else instead of Mismagius, even if I do think I like that line slightly more than the Sneasel line, though it is a incredibly close call to make between those two. Yeah, you know what? I'll keep Weavile here. I do very much enjoy those Pokemon. Oh boy, this is gonna be a nightmare. It literally only gets, like, harder to pick from here. I think Gen 8 might be the only one that's not, like, harder than the generation before it. I think it's on par with Gen 7. But then Gen 9 gets harder than Gen 8. Man, okay. So many many good normal types in Gen 1. Look at all these things. I know it's 90% Deerling, but like, look at everybody. I do really love Watchog. I love Stoutland. I love Unpheasant. I love Audino. I love Mincino and Cinccino. Both of those lines, both of those are just absolutely top tier designs. Meloetta's great. I love the Deerling line. I think Bouffalon is very silly and I love it. Like, I love its inclusion in Pokemon Snap, where it gets little flowers in its hair in some of the levels. That's so cute. I love the Rufflet line. The lady's, this massive lady's legs, she's just hanging out here. Like, this is all so cool. I don't remember what this little guy is. I'm clicking him just so that he's visible. I don't remember what he is, but I remember not liking him when I was playing Pokestar Studios. My starter deserves it, and oh man. Yeah, both of those... I feel like that second one in particular I say a lot, so that sounds right. Oh gosh, this is so... This is, like, almost agonizing. This is painful. Like, look how beautiful this Deerling is. Or the Sawsbuck is. I know this is the Deerling, but the Sawsbuck it evolves into. Like, that's gorgeous. I think Winter might be my favorite of the Sawsbucks. It's very hard to pick though, because I also really like Spring. And then, oh, I'm about to start naming all of them. I also like Summer, and I also like Fall. But okay, if I had to pick between specifically Sawsbuck, if I had to pick specifically one of them, I would pick, Winter. And I'm looking at the bottom list here because I'm trying to see is favorite Deerling an option. It does not look like it. They got favorite Alcremie, but not, Sawsbuck. That is disappointing. Okay, but I don't think Sawsbuck is my favorite normal type, as much as I adore it. And apparently, according to the Pokemon birth month thing, my assigned Pokemon is Sawsbuck, which I remember being very happy about as a kid because I do like Sawsbuck. But I know, I think one of my siblings has like Chandelure or something, and I remember being kind of mad about that. I was like, you got the cool ghost Chandelier, and I got the regular deer? But I was happy about it until I found out what the other options were, then I was like, man, those are actually really cool. But I don't know, I do genuinely adore the whole Deerling line. But also, I'm very much a sucker for Audino, because look at that little face. And then I kept crying about Meloetta on the randomizer stream, because it kept showing up only after my team was solidified. So it's like the game heard me say like, alright, I think I'm done catching Pokemon. And it was like, it's 10 more Meloetta? Here you go! I still never found Victini in that thing, which felt personal. That one was the game definitely reacting to me realizing, like, the game figured out that I liked Victini, so it was like, oh, every enemy gets to have a Victini, but you're never catching one. And I had no choice but to just be sad about that. But I don't know, maybe I'll get a Victini in white too. I actually have a Meloetta plushie. I have the, what's this form called? It's Pirouette? I remember it's, is Pirouette, is that a pose? Or is that a dance move? I actually can't remember. I actually blanking out what the original form was called as well. But yeah, no, I have the plushie of this one, because I saw it at a convention many years ago, and I was like, Meloetta plushies are a thing? Because I'd never seen one of those before. I had the exact same reaction with Keldeo, actually, and I bought it immediately, because it was less than $20. And I was like, well, I'm probably not going to find this thing ever again. And to this day, I have never seen another Keldeo or Meloetta plush in person. That's a very hyper-specific badge. I love that. Gosh, okay, I'm totally stalling, because I just don't want to be forced to pick one of these as my all-time favorite. I love Watchog. I was actually just catching one in Pokemon Y to use for a stream next week. Actually, wait, is it Saturday? Wait, sorry, I gotta check dates real quick. Oh yeah, well technically Friday. Alright. But yeah, I caught one to use for a future stream that's planned. Which, now that I'm looking at the calendar, it will probably be both Friday and Saturday before I take my couple days break, but that's for future me to worry about. And I do really like Watchog. It's a very underrated shiny hunter because it gets Illuminate, it gets Hypnosis, it gets Super Fang, and I believe it gets Taunt as well. Or at least it did in Gen 5. I actually don't know. I think I tried to teach it Taunt in Gen 6 and it didn't let me. But I know I was using one in Pokemon Black and it was just perfect. I caught 3 shinies with that thing before I finally decided, like, it will. The old game odds were just a little bit too much for me, so I put it on indefinite hiatus. And I did that 3 years ago, so I could choose the legs as a way of being like, I refuse, but I don't know, I feel like I gotta pick one of these for real. Can I pick the legs as my favorite gimmick form? Do they show up there? They do? That is tempting, I must admit, although I do see Bryson Man here. I did actually really like him. Okay. Let me just think. What is going on here? Is that in gimmick form? It is, okay. Oh, it's just another Pokestar Studios boss, I think. You got caught a vampire because you're so white? That is sad, I think. But also, I would just laugh, personally. If I was that white, I am very much tan. You know what? I'm gonna pick Meloetta so that I can pick Victini, just to have these two little guys posing next to each other, because I think that looks cool. Actually, no. Is Victini going in Psychic? No! Woobat needs to be in Psychic. Or Flying? Oh, these are all so difficult. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna stop skipping ahead. I could just keep picking Mythicals. But no, I do think I'm gonna pick Oshawott as my overall favorite for water, or for starters, rather. So maybe I should pick maybe Dewott here? Just because I do really like Dewott as a middle stage. I think it is one of the best middle stages just of any Pokemon ever. People use emo very loosely these days. It's very odd. Because I'm tan badged. I'll accept that one. Every time you give me one of these badges, I do picture, I hear the, That's Not My Neighbor achievement sound, but I also keep seeing, like, the little Chester floating head. Oh, we're back in winter, okay. Man. I could pick a wild card and just pick Tortuga. No, you know what? I'm gonna go with Samurott, actually. Even though I do think Dewott is one of the just overall best, what's it called? Middle evolutions just of all time. I do feel like I should probably... Actually, no, wait, I'm gonna be picking Hisui and Samurott for something later, so I'll go with Dewott here. That way the whole line gets shown. Oh, there's so many incredible grass types. Oh my gosh. Oh, the Xbox 360. Yeah, you know what? That is a good one. I love that achievement sound effect. I just think I've played so much That's Not My Neighbor recently that it is kind of burned into my brain momentarily. But I'm not encouraging it to leave. I do enjoy that game. Man. Alright, I'm torn between Leavanny, Whimsicott, and Lilligant. And then, of course, Sawsbuck again. But also, Virizion is down here. That is an option. Man. I don't know why I set myself up for this. I knew this was going to be torture. I think last time I did this, it took me like 3 days. That's because I just kept opening the browser and then just being like, oh, I can't choose, and then closing it. So it took me so long to decide. But today I'm actually focusing on it. That was something I kind of did, like, casually over a couple days. You know what? I'm gonna pick Whimsicott. Actually, no, what are the fairy options? No, never mind. Whimsicott's going here. Whimsicott was my very first shiny, or Cottony technically was my very first shiny, so I've always been very, very biased towards that line. Okay, well, what are the bug options? Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind. I am going to pick... Let me see if I can stall more. No. Okay, no stalling. I'm gonna pick Leavanny for grass type, because I do really much enjoy that as that whole Pokemon, like everything about it. Oh, electric is tough, because I really like Zebstrika and Electros, but I think I might have to go with Emolga, because I think Emolga is my favorite of the off-brand Pikachus. Because it can fly, but it also still can walk around just as easily. And it's because it can still be bipedal as well, or it can also, like, crawl around. It is the ultimate Pokemon, because it has the, like, the most forms of transportation, and I love that. Plus, I mean, just look at that little face. I know a lot of people back in the day had a very strong hatred for Emolga, because they hated Elisa's Emolga. But I don't know. Despite picking Oshawott, I don't remember having any trouble with her gym. Maybe I was like 15 levels higher, which is a very real possibility. Because I was obscenely overleveled until like the very end of the game. Because I did a lot of grinding at random moments, but then I stopped grinding towards the end because I felt like I had to hurry. So I ended up getting wiped by Cheren a couple times. But I don't know, I do feel like, as much as I love the other ones, I have to pick Emolga here. Plus, I mean, it lines up with Pachirisu. You know, I don't know if previously the Vanillix line ever would have shown up here, but after Snowstorm, yeah, I'm picking Vanillix. She was awesome. You know, Nidoking, that's a pretty reasonable favorite. I know it's a very popular one. I don't think it's super shocking to have any member of the Nido line as a favorite. Yeah, we just passed the 1-year anniversary, I believe, about... No, it was either 8 or 10 days ago. I don't remember when it was exactly. But yeah, it's been pretty nice having the channel going for a year now. It's also been a while since a Nuzlocke, but don't worry, that's going to change, because whenever I get around to White 2, that one's going to be Nuzlocked. And I think that's what I'm going to play after Omega Ruby, so... We're just going to have like a 1-game break in between the Black and White franchise. Franchise? I don't think that's the right word there, but you know what I mean. You know, I already picked Meloetta once. And I feel like... I don't think Virizian's gonna show up as favorite legendary, but I do really like that Pokemon, so I should probably pick it here. Ooh, Scolipede for sure. I love the whole Scolipede line, but like I love Venipede, and I also love Whirlipede. I don't know why Whirlipede's cry sounds like that, but I love it. Like, it's great. Cam and I still stream. I can't remember the last time he joined one, but we still stream together. I know I'm planning to stream with him all of next week. Like, next week is essentially like an entire, like, specific theme that we're focusing on. So he's gonna be there the whole time. I actually have a whole special setup for it and everything. Yeah, that's kind of fair. A lot of Pokemon do have very confusing names. I know sometimes I forget them on the spot. So I'll just end up calling them, like, they're this thing that you find in this location that is this type and stuff, or, like, I'll say who uses them, because I'm, like, trying to jog my memory of what exactly their name is. because I'll remember everything except for the name. With Pasta and Cam? Probably at some point. I know Pasta likes a lot more horror games, and I don't think Cam enjoys those as much. Every Pokemon till Gen 6. It's pretty impressive. I did Who's That Pokemon, so I know I can name everything up to the current generation. But there was a couple that I got stumped on. Like, the outline, I'm still mad about this. The outline for Reverum does not look like what, I anticipated it to look like. So I was stumped on that one for a while, before eventually I was like, maybe it's this? Oh, I cannot take the Gen 7 slander. I am obsessed with Gen 7. Anything after Gen 7 does not suck. I will firmly hold that line of defense. I love, like obviously every generation has like their low points, but I love every single generation. Like the newest ones, like they're still amazing. Especially because Cam was actually predicting that my favorite of this is still going to end up being Victini. But I was telling him, once we get to Gen 9, Ogerpon has a very, very real chance of winning over Victini, that is. Gen 7 is some of my all-time favorite designs. Like, I just can't. Like, look at some of these grass types. Lurantis and Serena. And then I know Decidueye is super popular, but it was never my favorite. I liked Litten too much. Oh, this is Gen 6. Like, look at Silvally and Typenol. Those things are cool. And then Stuffle and Beware, adorable. Look at all the fire types. All of these are great fire types, which is very rare for me to say. I don't like a lot of fire types. But every single one of these things is great. Like, I don't know why all the Hat Pikachus are all here, but like, look at the Raichu, Oricorio, Tapu Koko. There's so many good Pokemon in Gen 7. Like, I love the Rainbow Muck. That's pretty cool. Like, oh, the Meteors. There's so many good Pokemon. We're gonna get Gen 7, but like... I don't know, I really like the story of Gen 7 as well. I loved SOS hunting in that game, that was probably my favorite part, but the story is a very close second. Like, Gen 7 is incredible, I love it. I know people hate the cutscenes, but I never found the cutscenes annoying. Like, I thought the gameplay was the same as it is in every Pokemon game. I thought the cutscenes were fine. Like, yeah, I'm sure they're annoying to, like, constantly replay, but that's because, like, why would you replay it that frequently? See, when you say you hate the gameplay, I genuinely don't know what you could mean, because to me it plays the same as every other Pokemon game, if not slightly better because we had the ride Pokemon. Yeah, I love a lot about Gen 7. I really enjoy that generation. And I know I believe that's Cam's favorite, because that's where Primarina is. But I know he also, enjoys, a lot of Gen 9. See, when you say fix the gameplay in the region, I genuinely can't think of anything I would change about him. Like, I know, it is a little laggy looking back on Gen 7. I did not notice it when I was playing it the first time. But, replaying it, like, there is, like, a couple times where the game does stutter. But, I don't know, I don't think it's that bad. Like, I've played significantly worse. Like, that was one of the things I was talking about earlier with Indigo Park. I like that game, I think it's fun. It really needs to run better. Waiting so long for almost every single loading screen is not good for how hyped up the game is. I liked the Island Kahunas. I thought they were pretty cool. I know, I really liked the Ghost Girl. I liked the Dark-type guy. I'm blanking on their names right now because I can remember all the Pokemon names. I blank a lot on the NPC names. I liked, the one guy at the very beginning, and I know his name, I just can't remember how it's spelled. But it's the one where his name's like Ilima, I think. I like him. I thought it was very funny how no one could figure out if he was a boy or a girl. Because I saw him and I was just like, oh, he seems cool. And then everyone was like, that's not a woman? And I'm like, yeah, guys can look like this. That's fine. It was just very entertaining to me at the time. Oh yeah, Alistair, he's pretty cool. I love his little ghost mask. I don't know if I have an overall favorite gym. There's just a couple that I like in general. Man, I'm blanking on every single one of them right now. I like Gen 3 Wallace. That gym is fun. Because I remember genuinely sitting down to stop and think about it as a kid, and I was very proud of myself once I finally made it through. I also like, I don't remember the specifics of the gym, but I remember really liking Bugsy's gym in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I couldn't even tell you what the gym looks like right now. I'm just remembering, like, I left that gym thinking that was cool. Oh, speaking of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Morty, his gym's cool. I like that, I don't know why I'm talking about Gen 2 so much, but Whitney's gym, I like that it forms a Clefairy if you look at it from above. Because that's something that you don't even get to see in-game. But I remember it being pointed out in the guidebook that I had, and I was like, this is the coolest little secret ever. Turns out a lot of people knew that secret, because it wasn't a secret. It was something the developers were like, hey, we did this, please look at it. There's a lot of really cool gyms out there. I like a lot of the Ice-type ones. I know, I haven't reached it yet in, Y that I've been replaying, but I remember really liking that gym, the Ice-type gym in Pokemon Y. I'm blanking on a lot of the Gen 9 ones. I liked Tulip's gym. I thought that little mini game was kind of fun. It starts off very slow, and I kind of wish they'd done because if you redo that challenge, it's a lot faster, and I really like the faster version of it. That's the one I've replayed the most of all the gyms battles the gym challenges you can redo. What am I blanking on? Oh, I like, in Scarlet and Violet, the auction house that you have to do to get the, ability to fight that, what's his name? Kofu? Is his name Kofu? I can't remember right now, but the water guy in Gen 9, I love his setup because that's just such a funny, concept for a gym. Like the way he's just like, oh no, I forgot my wallet, oh thanks! Like, he's so silly, I love him. I don't think Gen 5 remakes are going to be sprites. I think if we do get them, it's probably going to be done by the same team who made Brilliant Diamond, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And I'm fine with that, because I liked those games. I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them more than I ever would have playing Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, because I've played those once. And I don't think I'm ever going to play the original Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum ever again. But I will play Shining Pearl repeatedly, because I have played it repeatedly. So I would have zero complaints if they redid Gen 5 the exact same way they did Gen 4. Like, yeah, I wouldn't say the biggest part of Gen 5 was the sprites. I would say the biggest part was the story, because that's what captivated me as a kid. Like, the sprites are obviously gorgeous, that's why they're what I use for most of my stream, like, setups. But I was far more obsessed with the story as a kid than I was the graphics, because Pokemon always just kind of looked the same to me, even with the different graphics. I always pictured the Pokemon looking, like, real. Like, I always had realistic graphics in my head while I was playing, so the actual graphics in-game don't really matter to me. Versus the story, everything with N, I was obsessed with. Hollow Knight, no. I know that game would be far too difficult for me. I don't enjoy that style of game. It wouldn't be fun to watch, it would just be me dying repeatedly, and desperately trying to figure out how to... because I don't have very good reaction time. And I don't think I would be good at that. Because I think the game is just a little too fast-paced for me. Like, I like Risk of Rain, but I feel like... Hollow Knight has a very different fighting style. So I feel like Risk of Rain I can afford to have, a better, like a worse reaction time with, because I usually play it on the easier settings. But Hollow Knight, no. Isn't Hollow Knight a roguelite? Have I misunderstood everything I've seen about that game? but like it's one of the ones where you're like expected to die repeatedly. Oh, hey, Nightbot. I don't know if I said, but the reason I have Nightbot on only a 30-minute timer is because it's a reminder for me what time it is. Every time it pops up, it forces me to look at the timestamp. It's not a roguelite? Then why are you supposed to die so many times in it then? Is that just because it's that hard? Is that really the reason people die so often in it? I assumed you were supposed to be dying. Genuinely, I'm not exaggerating. I have been under the assumption it was a roguelite because I know that in those games, dying is like part of the experience. Is that not what Hollow Knight is? Because I must say that's not encouraging me to play it, from how much I've heard people die while playing that game. Like, I think it looks cool. I think visually it has some of the coolest, like, character designs I've ever seen. But I've heard they're, like, impossible to defeat a lot of the time, and I really don't think I'm good at that. Alright, I haven't picked a Pokemon in a while. I should... Ugh. I really like Golurk, but I also really like... Krokorok, specifically. I like Crocodile, but I like the middle stage more. Fun, but not too difficult gameplay. I'm sorry, I have to combat you on that. I've seen a lot of people complain about how many bosses they get stuck on in Hollow Knight. That is like the thing I hear about that game. I hear people compare it to Dark Souls, which I know is overdone. People compare every game that they're kind of bad at to Dark Souls. But like, I see that more than I see it a lot of other games. So that's part of what makes me think I just would not enjoy playing Hollow Knight. Actually, no. The game I've heard people compare the most to Dark Souls is Cuphead. Because that one is... basically, the difficulty is the whole thing. But Hollow Knight is a very close second in comparison to what I've heard people talk about it. So that's why, even though I do think it looks gorgeous, I've never really been interested in actually playing it for myself. Yeah, but are you good at, like, fighting games, is the thing. Like, do you have a good reaction time? Because I generally don't. And that's why, to you, it would probably be a lot easier, versus for me, I think I'd probably struggle. Oh no, your pen is dying, that's so sad! I always hate when that happens. I don't do a lot of, like, art, but I write a lot. And I always hate when my favorite pens start drying out. I could pick Stunfisk and everyone would hate me, I think. No, you know what? I'm just gonna go with Krokorok. I mean, I'm sure there's also, like, learning the bosses' like attacks and their timings and all that stuff. But, like, for reference, I'm also very bad at the battling in Breath of the Wild. Like, I assume it's something vaguely similar to that if it's not a roguelite like I assumed. Because I had to redo nearly every what are they called? Whatever the bosses were in the Guardian things. Not the Guardians. The big mechanical animal things. I had to redo almost every single one of those fights repeatedly. I think the only one I did okay on was the flying one. Whatever that one was. But yeah, I struggled on all the other ones. And I feel like that's generally a bad sign at how I can handle that kind of fighting stuff. Well, my issue is I wouldn't want to start the game anticipating, like, this is probably never going to be finished. Because I have a couple games on the channel that are currently unfinished, and I feel really bad about that constantly. Like, I want to keep playing Temtem, but also they changed my favorite feature in that game, so it's very hard to force myself to keep playing Temtem. So I don't want to keep adding games to the list that'll never be finished. So, I don't know. I essentially just want to play a game if I know it's going to get finished at this point on the channel, because I just got too much stuff unfinished. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever actually play Hollow Knight. I do think it's a super cool game, like visually. I know I've heard a couple songs from it that I thought sounded really cool. But yeah, I think it's just gonna have to be one of those games that's just not for me. Alright, we're in flying. I forgot what category this was for a second. This is weirdly tough. Because I don't know if I want to put Swoobat in flying or if I want to put it in psychic. Because I do really like the Gothitelle line. I don't know. I feel like Gothitelle should probably show up somewhere on this list after everything with Afton. Because, I mean, I have Snowstorm up on this list. So it feels fitting that I should include Afton somewhere, but I just don't know. Because admittedly, I do like Swoobat more than every psychic type on this list. But I also like it more than all these flying types on this list. Oh, did I mean to click that? So, I don't know, that makes this very difficult. But I also do really like Archeops. Here, let me see, where are the rock types? Ooh, okay. That's kind of tough with Gigalith, but I know I do like Archeops more than that, so... Let me lower that a little again. Okay, so now it's mainly just a struggle between Swoobat and Unfezant. I could pick Sigilith because it's basically Zekrom as far as the randomizer is concerned. No, you know what? I'll pick Swoobat here, and then... I actually got like Gothita more than Gothitelle. I do really like Gothitelle though. And I feel bad leaving out the Duosian line, but I do like Gothita more than them. Or no, it was Behem that was Zekrom, it wasn't Sigilith. What am I talking about? Okay, bug types. It would be really funny to pick Scolipede again. But no. I can be better than that. The impossible things are optional? Well, that's good at least. I'm glad the game knows its limits. I still probably won't do it though, unfortunately. This is kind of tough actually, if I don't just pick Scolipede or Leavanny again. Because I do really like a lot of these bugs, but I think my issue is I just like both of those two more than all of them. I do like Larvesta and Volcarona, though. I think my issue with Volcarona is I really like Slitherling. Slitherwing, rather. I don't know why I said it that way. But I like Slitherwing a lot more than I like base Volcarona. So that's making it harder for me to pick this one, because, like, I already liked Volcarona. But, like, after seeing that it could crawl around on all fours and just be a just absolutely massive bug, it's made it very hard for me to go back to just original Volcarona. I don't know why I haven't had that same issue with Misdreavus, but I don't know. There's just something about Slitherwing that I really like. I guess I will pick it, just because I do like it slightly more than Genesect. Oh, this is tough. Chandelure versus Golurk versus the Random Cloud. Just because I don't remember fighting this thing, or it ever showing up anywhere in Pokestar Studios, but it does look pretty cool. No, I have to go with Chandelure, that thing's awesome. Easily Hydreigon. I do love the other dragons. Hydreigon's an easy win. Ooh, it's almost an easy win on this one, too. But I do really like Bisharp. I could pick Bryson, man. I don't know, though. I'm kind of torn, because I really like Zoroark, Bisharp, and Liepard. Because I think Liepard has one of the cooler designs of all the cats. Like, it's literally, like, tied with, like, Delcatty for me, design-wise, over Delcatty versus Liepard. I think I'm slightly more willing to use Delcatty in battle between the two, which is funny because I think Liepard is actually stronger. But I don't know. I'm not sure why I would use Delcatty in battle more, but... No, I think I have to go with Bisharp here. Ooh, actually. I can pick Bisharp here and Zoroark here. Because I do like Excadrill and all these other ones here. Especially Cobalion. I do very much appreciate Cobalion, but I just don't think I can, in good faith, pick it as my favorite. Easy Oshawott. And then Gimmick, it's very tempting to pick the legs. Like, that's just so funny that that's there. But I did really like Bryson Man. I thought he was a cool character. Favorite legend, man. It's mostly Meloetta, Victini, and Virizion fighting it out for the top here. Zekrom tried to make it to the top of the list, but I don't know. Over the years, Zekrom has just ever so slightly gone down to the point where I think instead of it being a 4-way tie, it's just a 3-way tie now. And I couldn't even tell you why, because I do still think Zekrom is like, of the whole row that has Zekrom and its possible forms in it, like Reshiram and Kyurem and all that, I do think Zekrom is by far the coolest looking thing on that list. But I don't know, I think I might have to pick Victini. Just because, again, that's the whole reason I got Pokemon Black and White. I saw Zekrom on the logo and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But Victini was the selling point. What's my favorite Pokemon? That's what we are here to find out, buddy. That is the entire point of the stream. I don't know. I am too indecisive. Oh my gosh, look at all these little guys on this list. And then Bryson Man at the bottom. Do I actually put Victini in the lineup for the final fight? Because I could just pick Hydreigon and change this, like, whole dynamic up. Man. No, I do have to go with Victini. I love all of these guys. It's wild Vanillux ended up on this list. I was never a Vanillux hater, but I can't believe I'm now, like, a big fan of that thing. Oh boy, we're only at Gen 6. Alright, I gotta speed this up, because I'm starting to get kind of tired. I've had very long nights recently. Here, let me fix the screen a bit. Slowpoke, that's a pretty cool Pokemon. Ooh. It is very tempting to pick one of the Furfrou forms as my favorite normal type. Because I do really like the Pyroar line. But I don't know, this specific Furfrou has always been one of my all-time favorite designs from Gen 6. Yeah, I think that's what I have to do. And then fire types, this is actually very easy for me in Gen 6. I'm obsessed with Talonflame. Something about that is, like, easily the coolest of all the birds to me. Like, I also love Delphox. That was actually the starter I picked in this recent playthrough of Y. But I'm obsessed with Talonflame. This is kind of a tough one, especially considering like half of them are Mega Evolutions. I don't know, this is weirdly, like, tough. I might actually go with Clauncher, I gotta be totally honest here. Because, I mean, I do really like how adorable that little thing is versus the giant cannon that it gains, or rather, I guess, gun, when it evolves. Like, that's so cool! Ooh, okay, this one's essentially I'm choosing, do I like Skiddo versus Go-Goat? And I think I might like Go-Goat slightly more. Oh, but look at the cute little Skiddo! Oh my gosh, why is this so difficult? Okay, I have to be harsh. Would I want a Skiddo to evolve if I had one? Probably not, I think is what I've come to the conclusion as. If I had, real life, a Go-Goat, it would be a slightly big bit of an inconvenience. And actually, you know what? Skiddo is still big enough that you can ride on it. So that's still really cool to have as, like, a reasonable Pokemon. Because it's still, like, big enough and strong enough for you to ride on. So... Because my first thought was, like, oh, Go-Go would be great for transportation, because that's, like, its whole thing in Gen 6. But no, you can still ride on Skiddo. Because it's a whole little mini section in, the game. As you're, like, traveling, there's a random route where you can... You come across a little farm that has a bunch of Skiddo, and you can ride on one of them throughout the farm. Ooh, I really like Dedenne. But I think, honestly, I'm gonna pick Cosplay Pikachu over it. Oh man, you haven't even... No, there's so many good Pokemon games. I recommend, like, pretty much any of them, honestly. If you're ever, like, slightly interested in playing. I forget you can watch YouTube on TV. The only other device I watch it on than my laptop is, I guess technically my phone, but I use it more as a background noise thing then. I'm never actually, like, watching on my phone. But I watch it on my Switch sometimes. I guess that's technically the TV mode. Like, it has the same interface, but I forgot about that. Ooh. I'm weirdly someone who's always liked Avalugg. I don't know why. Like, it kind of looks like a walking table. Like, look at this thing. But I do think I have to go with... Oh, is the Amoris the first stage, or is that the last stage? I actually don't remember which comes first, but I like the little one. I like the big one too, I think it's super pretty. But I think the first one's a lot cuter. Oh, not a lot of fighting types this generation, I guess. I guess now, like, as much as I like Chestnut, might be my chance to pick Mega, Gallade. I don't know, though, I do really like Pancham. Where would I clicked the wrong tab here. Where am I trying to go? No, I don't know where I was trying to go. Oh wait, no, Dark type, there we go. I think I clicked Rock, yeah. Yeah, you know what, I'll pick it here. And then I'll pick Gallade here. Well, I'm gonna go with Dragalge, I think. You have another phone without parental controls? Interesting. That's pretty cool. Alright, ground types. Wow, the move option, not the move option, the selection of ground types was very slim in Gen 6, and I did not realize that. I guess it was a lot of previous Pokemon that you could use for ground types, but geez. It's pretty much if you didn't catch a Diggersby, good luck for a while. You're not catch a Diggersby, catch a Bunnelby and then evolve it. But I think most people probably did that on their first playthrough, because it's like one of the first Pokemon you find. Well, I could just pick Primal Groudon again, to be totally honest. Because I do like that significantly more than Diggersby, so... You know what, let's do it. Surprise comeback from Primal Groudon. Oh boy, a lot of flying types this gen. Although I guess 90% of them are Vivillon. It's... Okay, you know what, it's a little tempting to just pick Talonflame again, but I'm gonna go with Noibat specifically. Because I like Noivern, but there's something about Noibat that I like slightly more. I could not identify it, don't ask me. Any singing things? God, no. You could not pay me to sing. I don't sing. I am not that kind of person. I don't like a lot of music, and I definitely do not like singing. That is, I am so averse to that, you don't even begin to understand. I do like Mega Gardevoir, but I feel like I have to pick Meowstic here. Also, I think I mentioned previously that I like the girl Meowstic, but I use the boy more because the boy gets Signal Beam. I think I was wrong, because while I've been playing through Y, I have a Meowstic, and she learned Signal Beam. So I think I misread the papers. Like, I think this is the one that gets Signal Beam, and I really like Signal Beam. I will never sing, literally ever. I don't sing on my own. I don't sing when people are around. That is something that, as far as I'm aware, I am physically not programmed to do. It is never going to happen. And I'm being very blunt just because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. It will never happen. Are you going to join on another account? That's good to know. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to stick with the girl Meowstic. Oh, I didn't realize the bug types are all the same Pokemon. You know what? I'm going to pick Scatterbug just because I know there's a Vivillon thing later. Down here at this section there's a favorite. You can pick which form is your favorite, so I'll do that when we get down there. Okay, rock types. Ooh, I'm kind of torn between Diancie and Carbink, honestly. Oh, but I do really like Time Run. Oh no, only 9 minutes left. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can go through the next 3 generations in only 9 minutes. If I just clicked at random, then maybe, but that would be a very confusing list at the end of this, I have a feeling. Okay, now, you know what? I do really like Carbink. I think Tyrantrum looks like, just the most adorable. It looks like the most like a toddler of all Pokemon to me, I think. Like, he just looks so ready to just bite everything, and I love that. Okay, ghost types. I do really like Trevenant. You know, I adore Goodra, but I'm realizing I think I might like Sliggoo slightly more. Just because it's slightly more snail than dragon, but like of course it's gonna be because it's slowly evolving into a snail dragon, so of course it's gonna look more dragon as it evolves. Or rather, okay, this one is snail dragon, Goodra is dragon snail, if that makes sense. And I don't know, I like snails more. More than just most animals in general, honestly. I'm obsessed with snails. They're just such cute little guys. You know, I do really like Honedge. And that whole line, I was always a fan of them. But I gotta be honest, I've really grown to love Klefki. I think it looks so cool. A lot of fairy types this generation. Actually, no, I guess it's the same thing where a lot of them are just the Floette line again. Oh, I'm torn between Sylveon and Slurpuff, to be totally honest. Oh man, I feel bad not picking Slurpuff. But I think I have to pick Sylveon just because I know I do like it more. But I want Slurpuff on this list, dang it! Starter, yeah, always been Chespin for me. As you can tell, I like a lot of the grass and water types. I don't typically pick the fire types. Generation 7 was actually the first time that changes. Like, I'll spoil that now. I do pick Litten in Gen 7. Oh boy, this is the generation of gimmick forms. Slam poetry stream? Not happening. I am so sorry, that is not for me. Did the music reset again? Oh, it did. It reset a while ago. I didn't even notice. Alright, my favorite Mega Evolution. What have I picked so far? Ampharos, Primal Groudon, and Lopunny. Those are all pretty accurate, I must say. Man. This is weird. Oh, I guess I also picked Mega Gallade over here. This is... I know I keep saying it, but this is genuinely really tough. Slam poetry is speaking singing, I think is why it got brought up. Because I know people present a lot of poems as if they're about to break into song at any moment. And I know that's not a requirement, but that's what a lot of them do. Like, that's just how they're performed a lot of the times. So instead of just reading a poem, like, plain, they're, like, performing the poem. I forgot just how top-heavy Mega Swampert is. I guess I, like, slimmed it down in my head, being like, no, I could never stand if it looked like that. But no, that's what it looks like. I might go basic answer and just go back to Lopunny, honestly. Because it is the Mega Evolution I use the most in the battle tree, like, constantly. You know, I must say I was captivated by Yveltal immediately as I saw it. So I do think I have to pick Yveltal there. But I did appreciate Gen 6 for introducing Primal Groudon and Kyogre into the world. I know a lot of people really wish that Mega Rayquaza was never a thing. But you know what? I do think it looks cool. Not as much as the other two, but I do really think it looks cool. The design's almost like slightly too busy for my taste, but it's still not bad by any means. I still enjoy it. I like it a lot more than I do a lot of other of these Mega forms, by the way. Like if I were to pick like some of my all-time favorites, it would probably be Mega Alakazam, Kangaskhan, the Mewtwo's, Ampharos, Samurott. Not Samurott. I was hovering over Sceptile, and I don't know why my brain said Samurott. But Sceptile, Gardevoir, and then Altaria, Absol, and then the two primals, and then Mega Rayquaza, and then Gallade. Like those are all like the ones I'm like really big fans of. And I just did them in order of generation because I can't actually like list them right now, like in the specific order that I enjoyed them the most in, because I'm not sure what that list is exactly. But I know Mega Rayquaza would definitely be in the top 5 of all of those. Like, I don't know. I just really like that Pokemon. But yeah, the only reason it's... Genuinely, I think the only reason it's not my top favorite gimmick form is just because the face is slightly too busy. If it was slightly more simplistic, like the Groudon and Kyogre, I'd probably like it a lot more. I'd like it more than those two, at least. Okay, but now I have to pick a Gen 6 favorite. Design a new Pokemon on stream? You overestimate my artistic abilities. You would just be getting a stick figure, buddy. It would be fun, though. Like, that would be a fun thing to do with Pasta, because he can actually draw. Okay, this is very difficult. I like that 2 of these are technically Gen 3, with the Cosplay Pikachu and the Primal Groudon. But because they were introduced during Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which was Gen 6, they get included here. What if I did a wild card again, and just picked Furfrou as my top favorite? Like, I feel like that would be a very surprising pick, considering how much I've hyped up Sylveon. That would be a very, like, out of left field pick. Oh nice, you're just on your other account. That's good. Alright. I do want to have this stream done within an hour, so I gotta make up my mind here. Man. Okay. It might be... It's very close, I think, between Meowstic and Sylveon as the 2 for Gen 6. No, you know what? I keep going off of like childhood memories a lot here. I had a Sylveon that basically swept the entirety of Gen 6 like on her own, and she was incredible. When I transferred up to Gen 7 and I unlocked the ability to see IVs and stuff, I discovered she had some of the worst IVs of any Pokemon I've ever used. Like, they were significantly bad. Like, it was almost impressive how many zeros she had. But you know what? That was the generation they introduced bottle caps. So you better believe this girl got a golden bottle cap, and now she's great. Okay, I like that you announce your presence with the cheese. Alright, on to Gen 7. Normal types. There's some good options. You know, I actually do really like Oranguru. It's probably my favorite of all the, like, monkey-type Pokemon. But I think I might have to go with Stuffle here. I do really like Beware. But I've always liked how much more personality the Stuffle line had over Beware. Beware always just kind of looks like it's surprised to see you, and it's not entirely sure where it is. Versus Stuffle just looks like it's just a cute little bear cub. Okay, this is really tough. Because I love Litten. I absolutely love Torracat. And I'm obsessed with Incineroar as well. I love that thing in battle as well. Like, it is so powerful. Oh, welcome back. But I also really love the Exploding Clown. And of course the Lizard. She's cool. Like, it's kind of funny that Victini is one of the Pokemon that could be the overall favorite. Because generally, I don't like a lot of fire types. Like, I just don't generally enjoy using fire types in battle. I like the move Flamethrower, but I typically try to teach it something that's not a fire type, so I can avoid having them on my team. But Gen 7 kind of changed that, or at least it really tried to. Oh hey, Nightbot, it's announcing it's 11 o'clock. Oh, yeah, no, I have not watched that anime because I don't think I would enjoy it personally. The little like random stuff I've heard about it, yeah, I think I'm good. I'm sure it's like not actually a bad show. I think it was. I've heard a lot of like very dramatic retellings of stuff, but I still think I'm just gonna sit that one out. All right, you know what? I'm gonna pick Litten for starter, so I'm not gonna pick Litten here. And then what's in poison? Ooh, okay, that is tough, because I do actually really like Poipole, but I know I am going to pick Salazar for poison, so that narrows things down a bit over here. What about Ghost? What's going on over here in Ghost? Ooh, it's got the really pretty Oricorio in Ghost, and Mimikyu. Oh, off the top of my head, I don't actually know which one of those I like more. Yeah, that's what I mean, the fan service stuff. I wasn't sure how much of it was dramatic retellings of stuff that happens, so I decided to just sit it out. Okay. There are some very tough options here. Man, Gen 7's got some great designs. Man, I hate that I'm fighting over two Oricorios, basically. Especially when I know that the electric type one is my favorite, but I don't know, we'll get to that later. Is favorite Oricorio one of these? No, they just favorite, they focus on Vivillon and Victini, or not Victini. I can't speak today. Vivillon and Eevee for your favorite forms for the most part. I guess Alcremie's down there too. That says favorite baby. I thought it said fun time baby, and I was like, what does that mean? That was the most confusing, like, thing I could have seen, because I thought, like, it was trying to talk about, like, FNAF for a second, and I was like, what does that have to do with this? Turns out it's just my own eyes that are the problem. Which should not be a surprise to anybody. Alrighty. Man. Nope, that's the wrong thing. I did not mean to click that. I was trying to just click off the screen to see if it would minimize it, but that doesn't work, so I'm gonna come back to fire. I don't like that my first thought was Bruxish, because I do like Bruxish, but I don't think it's my favorite. I can't even say this thing's names consistently, but I don't think it's my favorite. Wishiwashi's a contender, actually. I know Cam, no consideration, it's Primarina, but I don't know, I really like Wishiwashi. I think I just like its name. I do love the design, but it is kind of just a fish, but I think the name kind of wins me over as well. Man, Gen 7, you're really giving me a run for my money here. Here, you know what? I will, as much as I love a lot of these other Pokemon, I will pick Brionne specifically for this line just because I know it's not ultimately going to be the starter. Litten over here is the starter. But I do still very much appreciate the Primarina line, so I have to give them attention somewhere. So, I mean, what's the fairy options? Oh yeah, they're not winning fairy. Let's see, grass. Oh, I have to choose between Lurantis and Serena? That feels so cruel! Why make the girls fight? I know Lurantis could be a boy, but like, I think I've only ever used girls. Dang it, okay. I'm gonna pick Florantis, but I really wish Sarina was in this running somewhere. Ooh, I do like Tapu Koko and Xurkitree. And Zeraora. But I feel like I have to choose Oricorio because I used that Oricorio on my playthrough. And I was obsessed with her. Her name was Mia. Ooh, okay. I feel kind of bad, but I do have to make that an easy choice of Vulpix. I like Snow Vulpix significantly more than Fire Vulpix. There's some really good fighting types this generation, too. Dang it, I need to replay Gen 7. No, I will go with Pheromosa just because I've already picked Stuffle, so I can't pick Beware. Trying to avoid too many duplicates. Ranking characters purely by how they look? That sounds like a very interesting way to rank the characters, considering I know nothing about their story. So, maybe. That is significantly more likely to happen than playing the game, I must say. You know, I think I gotta go with Mudsdale here. Because I already liked Mudsdale, but I think previously, the Zygarde dog would have taken it over. I think this is 10%. But after playing the Violet Nuzlocke, and Mudsdale basically, like, being the sole reason we didn't wipe on some of those, battles, like, I gotta give some credit to Mudsdale. Okay, well, it's tempting to pick a different Oricorio. I am actually going to go with Trumbeak, just because, I don't know why, I've always liked Trumbeak more than its evolutions. Like, I love Pick-a-Peck, and I like Toucannon a lot. I like Shiny Toucannon a lot, because I like when people call it the Bybird, and I think that's a funny title. But I don't know, based off of design alone, I think Trumbeak is a lot cuter. Why are you guys calling for Nightbot? Nightbot's on a timer, specifically. Alright. Man, psychic types are kind of tough. I might pick Oranguru here. But I did skip over Alolan Raichu. And I do like cosplay Pikachu. I know I picked her in the generation above, but I've always been a much bigger fan of Raichu than I have Pikachu. Something about Raichu just looks significantly more cuddly to me. Like, I don't know if it's just because it's bigger or what, but I have always been just kind of obsessed with Raichu. I remember at one point I was kind of sad that Ash's Pikachu didn't evolve. I don't remember what time that was, because I think that's happened a couple times now. But I don't know, I always wanted to see him grow big and strong. Copter Cone, a Pokemon that makes a homemade helicopter hat from a traffic cone. Neat. You know what, I'm actually gonna go with Oranguru just because I don't think there's any other vaguely monkey-like Pokemon on this list. Yeah, I'm doing a quick scan and I'm not seeing anything, so... Plus, I mean, I do just kind of like it more. Oh, I do like the Tapus, though. No, okay. I'll probably pick... Where's the legendaries? These ones. I think, honestly, I think this one might be Tapu Koko. So the Tapus get some representation over here, because I do really think the Tapus are just some gorgeous designs. Yeah, I think this is pretty easy. Ramombi over here. Nope, wrong one. Rock types, I do really love Meteor. I think they're adorable. But I gotta go with Lycanroc Midnight. Because that was, as soon as I saw that thing, I knew that was an instant addition to the team, no hesitation. And it might not be super strong, but I loved using it anyway. Okay, why are we sliding? Oh, that's right, I skipped over Fire because I wasn't sure who I was gonna pick here. Okay, well, I've already picked Ribombee. for bug. So... Or no, yes, so this opens up fairy types a little more. So I think I'm gonna pick Mimikyu for fairy, as much as I like Comfey. And then I can pick you here, and then... I want a second Oricorio on this list, so that was kind of my issue. Oh, hey, Dragon Rose! Sorry about that, I had to take a quick sip of water. Something happened with my throat. Alright, I think it's just the day getting to me. It's been a very long day. Alright, but I need to pick a dragon type. Honestly, just Jangmo-o. I do like its evolutions, but honestly, if it's one of those Pokemon where if I had one, I would not want to evolve it just because it's so cute. Ooh. I do really like Alolan Meowth. I love how smug it looks. Yeah, it's 11 PM for me. And I want to be done with this by... I mean, my original goal was to be done with this by 11, but that didn't go very well, because I'm more indecisive than I thought. But now my goal is, I should, based on how much is left, I should be done with this by 12. I'm really hoping, because I gotta sleep at some point. Okay, steel types. Honestly, I think Kartana. I've always really liked Kartana, and I like that it's really tiny. If I'm remembering correctly, at least. In my head, Kartana is, like, child-sized. But now I'm realizing I don't actually remember. Yeah, there's way too many Pokemon to choose from. Oh, it's winter again. I'll have to remember to remove that track, because I don't think it really fits a lot of this. Okay. Yeah, we're in the gimmick form. I'm really torn between Raichu and Ninetales as much as I love Diglett with hair. Or rather, Diglett with a hair. You know what, I'll pick Ninetales here, because I did pick Vulpix earlier. And I do really like Alolan Raichu, but there's just something so majestic about the Ninetales. Oh boy, overall favorite from Gen 7. Oh no, I have to choose between Lurantis and Ribombee. Oh, this sucks. Oh no. I'm gonna go with Ribombee, but that hurt my heart to do. Oh man, okay, I'm not gonna linger on it, we gotta go to Gen 8. Alright, normal types. I think Indeedee. What's in Psychic? Ooh, there are some really good options in Psychic too. What about Fairy? Oh, okay. You know what? Gonna stop skipping ahead because it's not helping. Fire. I guess the Growlithe. That's super... I like a lot of these guys, and I do like Scorbunny, but I'm not, like, super attached to any of them. I'm gonna ignore Charizard. Yeah, no. Cramorant was just added to, what's it called? Pokemon Sleep, and I caught one this morning, and I thought it was super adorable, and I love it. But also, as much as I love Cramorant, like, come on. Look at this thing. I know it's just Samurott, but like slightly different color palette. But still, Samurott's already a nearly perfect design, so what more can you do to change it? I'm not even sure what's happening exactly in chat right now, but I'm gonna keep picking Pokemon. Ooh, I have to choose between Cal and Lilligant. Oh, but Appleton. But I think Appleton's gonna win the dragon. Yeah, as much as I love the snail dragon... Man, I do really love Hisuian Gudra, but I do have to pick Appleton for dragon, so... Okay, that means I have to choose... Cal or Lilligant. You know, your statement, I love Pokemon so much I wouldn't know if I would be able to choose just one as a favorite, that is exactly why I'm doing this. Because people keep asking me my favorite, and I'm just like, man, I don't know. So I was doing this to try to force myself to be like, alright, I gotta pick at least, like, I want at least a lineup to be able to choose from consistently, as opposed to just saying, I don't know, maybe Victini? Because I can't even though Victini is what I default to, I'm never saying it confidently. So, like, I wanted to do this to be able to figure out, like, a good, consistent answer that's not just a defaulting Pokemon that I don't even feel confident with. Man, okay, Lilligant, where are we in fighting? Ooh, actually, okay. I do really like, Sneasler, but I did like Lilligant more. And I do like a lot of the other Pokemon on this list as well, I'm just pointing those ones out as the standout ones, but no. Lilligant will go with fighting. So then, yeah, I can choose Cal for grass. Oh hey, I just got a notification. Did you guys know I'm live? That's so cool to know. I do not play the TCG. My friend Cam does. We normally stream together. Well, not normally, like, when I do a lot of Pokemon shiny hunting stuff, I normally stream with him. But he's all about that stuff. He's been, he went to, what's it called? He went to a regional thing in Orlando not too long ago. Had a lot of fun there. But I had to miss out on that one. I don't even remember why, but I was super busy that weekend. I think it's okay to like a media even if you haven't personally participated in it. I would recommend playing some of the free Pokemon games if you would like. There's Pokemon Cafe Remix, that's pretty cool. Pokemon Sleep is a very, very basic game. You literally just sleep, and then Pokemon show up in the morning. I know Magikarp Jump, I believe, is by the same developers, and a lot of people really liked that one. Pokemon Go, of course, is still super popular. But yeah, I would definitely recommend playing any of, like, the free games first, if you're not sure if you would want to play any of the paid ones. Oh, going to Worlds as a professor sounds like such a good idea. I wanted to do that. If I had gone, I would have done a very casual, Jacques cosplay. Because I don't have a wig styled like his hair, but I do have just a purple wig, so I would have done a very basic, Jacques cosplay. Just because I feel like that would have been more casual and more comfortable. But, like, going on with, like, the full professor outfit, that sounds so good. Oh, your mom made it to nationals, that's pretty awesome. Okay, I'm stalling on electric types. Actually, no. I don't know why I'm stalling on electric types, because as much as I love, oh, what is your name? The electric, it's not Xurkitree, because Xurkitree is the bundle of wires. Why am I forgetting the first stage as well? It's these guys. I used one. Why can't I remember your name? I think I'm gonna go with Boltund, though. I was gonna say, as much as I like, the poison frogs, I do really like Boltund. I know a lot of people don't like that the way it evolved. I still, because like a lot of people liked Yamper more. I love Yamper. I also love Boltund. I don't know why I'm blanking on these guys' names. But, I don't know. I'm probably gonna pick them later. Yeah, we'll get to that, though. Ooh. I think Frostmoth is kind of an easy pick here. I really like Frostmoth. And then I do really like Hisuian Sneasel. Like, I adore this thing. But I'm gonna go with the Poison Electric Band Frogs that I'm blanking on the name of, because why am I forgetting their name? I literally have one, her name's Rift, and she's awesome. She was on my competitive team in Gen 8. And I'm forgetting the name of the evolution, which is wild, because the evolution is one of the first baby Pokemon we've gotten in years. And I know you get one as an egg, at the daycare and everything. I know they evolve based on their nature. Like, I know this Pokemon. Why am I blanking on its name? I'm, like, mad at myself now. Why did I want to call it Circuitry? Toxel! Toxel and Toxtricity. That's why I wanted to call it Circuitry. It's, Toxtricity. That's the name. Alright, I feel a lot better now. Man, now I feel like such a fake fan for not being able to name, like, oh yeah, this one's my favorite. What's its name? I don't know. But genuinely, I adore that thing. Oh, I do like Sandaconda as well. That's another one of those ones where, like, the name hooked me, and then the design, like, the design's not bad, but the design was just okay enough for me to be like, yeah, you look like a Sandaconda. But the name is, like, totally what drew me in. Alright, ooh, you know what? I do really like a lot of these birds. I'm gonna go with Cramorant now. I feel kind of bad for skipping over it earlier. Ooh, losing in the semifinals. Yeah, that'll happen with a water deck versus electric, unfortunately. Man, I could totally just pick the male Indeedee here, because I did actually use the boy on my playthrough of Sword and Shield, and then I used the girl in competitive all the time. But I think I'm gonna go with, oh, what's this one? How is this one pronounced? Hatrine? And then it's Hatrem, and then Hatterene. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with pronunciations today, but I like the little one. I think it's very cute. Every single time I see it in the wild, I'm like, what is that thing? But that's just because it always moves slightly differently than I expect it to. Its little ears are, like, a lot floppier than I expected, I guess. And even then, they're not, like, particularly floppy, I guess. Oh yeah, you weren't here earlier, but I made a joke about how in Gen 2 you can pick any of the unknown individually as your favorite. And then to Gen 3, yeah, Gen 3 actually added the question mark and exclamation point. So if you wanted to, for Gen 3, you could pick the exclamation point unknown as your favorite psychic type. I do really like the unknown though. I do think they're super cool. Alright, favorite bug. I think I'm gonna go Centiskorch. Honestly, I think I have to go Kleavor. It almost feels wrong. I know I've done it repeatedly now, but it almost feels wrong picking Legends Arceus in this generation, because I know a lot of people conflate it with Gen 9. As in, like, it came out in Gen 9. But yeah, I think I gotta go with Kleavor there. What are you saying, Flygon? Because Flygon just sounds like Flygon. So if that's what you're trying to come up with your fan name, unfortunately it's a little too similar to a real name, I think. Oh, these are some top-tier ghost types. Look at these things. Oh, I gotta go with the Ghost Horse. I love Dragapult, but I gotta go with the Ghost Horse. And unfortunately, I think this is my last chance to pick Hisuian Zoroark as well. And I love that design. But I do feel like I like the Ghost Horse a little more. Ooh, these are some good dark types too. Man! I forgot how much I liked this generation. I want to pick the Zigzagoon line. Because I love that they exist. Like, they're genuinely some just absolutely incredible designs. But I want to make them, I want to thank Pokemon for making Flygon, or not Flygon. You guys keep saying Flyon, and it made me think of Flygon. But, I liked Moltres, but I thought its transition to 3D was not very graceful. Which is fair, but I loved the way they made it look with this new form. Like, it was easily my favorite of the new, Galarian birds. But I don't know. Man, I do really like Obstagoon as well. That's another one of those Pokemon I used in my playthrough. Articuno is gorgeous. I think of the original trio, I like Articuno more. But when it comes to the Galarian versions, obsessed with Moltres. It's gorgeous. Oh, is this steel? I'm clicking the categories, not even like scrolling up to see what they are anymore. Oh man, I really wanted to pick Zacian here. But I almost feel like I have to go with Goodra because I skipped my chance earlier. And I mean, for the legendaries... Ooh, okay. I do really like Calyrex. But I do really like the Sword Dog. I mean, look back and forth between these two real quick. I like that you can just pick the hand version of Eternatus. You know, it feels basic to choose the box legendary again, after doing so in Y. And I guess I picked Primal Groudon a couple times as well. And I don't know, I don't like picking, like, basic Pokemon, even though that's fine to do. I never make fun of anyone else for having very basic Pokemon likes, but whenever I feel like I'm picking a Pokemon, I'm like, oh, that's such a, like, basic, like, answer. Like, someone who doesn't even know Pokemon would say that. And that's a very, like, mean way to judge my own answers, considering, again, I don't think about that with other people. I'm like, yeah, that's a cool Pokemon. But I don't know, I'm much harsher on myself when it comes to this kind of stuff. And of course, stuff that's completely, like, inconsequential. I'm just over here bullying myself for no reason. Ooh, okay, I think I have to go with the giant birthday cake Alcremie. And then starter, oh, yeah, this is starter. I'm gonna say Scorbunny because it's the actual starter for that generation. And also just because I have already picked Hisuian Samurott. So... Ooh, okay, overall favorite gimmick form from Gen 7, or Gen 8 rather. Yeah, Pikachu gets some really cute card art. Like, they're absolutely gorgeous. Like, it's definitely obvious the Pikachu favoritism that the Pokemon Company has, because, I mean, it's the mascot. Of course, it's gonna get favoritism. But it becomes super obvious when you look at, like, the card art and stuff. Like, that thing's a little spoiled. But I don't complain about it as much as I do Charizard, even though I know Charizard has just become a secondary mascot alongside Eevee. I get mad when the favoritism starts showing in-game with the alternate forms and stuff. That's why it gets mad when, like, we got the Gigantamax Charizard before we got the other Kanto starters. If they had all been revealed at once, I would have been like, yeah, that's fine. But it's the fact that Charizard got favorite child treatment for so much longer really made me mad. This is unrelated because I'm stalling, but I like the theme that's playing right now in the background. This is the Wizards theme from Stardew. I don't know if you guys could hear my drink just then, I forgot to mute, but I have a Gatorade that keeps blowing air in my face every time I drink from it. Did you just change? Oh, you did change your profile picture. That's cute. Yeah, like, I don't hate Charizard. It just bothers me how much, like, attention it gets with new forms and stuff all the time. Like, Mewtwo getting an X and Y Mega form, I was alright with, because I was like, yeah, that makes sense. It's the Gen 1 Legendary. Like, it's also kind of cool having the two forms. But then Charizard getting 2 Mega Evolutions, just so that way one of them could be a dragon, that felt a little annoying. Say cheese when you see this? What? Are you trying to see the delay? It's kind of bad, I must say. It's also not consistent. That was something I discovered. I was testing a new layout for a stream next week. The delay is not consistent. Like, I was using it to test the, like, chat overlay, and I would send a message and sometimes it would show up right away. Other times I would send a message and it would take a good 10 seconds before it showed up. I do not understand why. And it wasn't even like, oh, the shorter messages came in quicker. No. Sometimes it was the long messages that sent immediately. I genuinely could not tell you why. It's very strange. Okay, this is for overall favorite gimmick form. And as much as I love Hisuian Samurott, I think I have to pick Lilligant just because it's so drastic. Like, it's still clearly the same Pokemon. Like, if you look at it, nope, that's fighting. Like, they still have the same base features of, like, the same, like, stance, the same, like, little shoes, the same flower, just a different color. Like, you can still clearly identify that's what this Pokemon is supposed to be. No, wait, no, that wasn't who I picked. I had Leavanny here. Almost ruined everything with that. But I do like how much different it looks versus Hisuian Samurott, which basically just got, like, a color palette change more than anything. Because, like, it still has the same very base design. It's just beard is slightly fluffier, I guess. Versus Lilligant is now, like, a ballet dancer, which is... I also really like the scenes with Hisui and Lilligant. It's so gorgeous to watch its battle entrance. I also just had an amazing time using that thing in battle. I was kind of sad they nerfed Victory Dance, which was, like, pretty reasonable. But, like, before, if I remember correctly, they changed it so now it only raises your attack and speed. Versus, no. I think it only raises attack now. Versus in Legends Arceus, it raised your attack and speed. And that made the thing, like, crazy strong. My dog just made a noise and concerned me, but I think she's good. Why did your cat give you a heart attack? What happened? But yeah, I think I've justified my reasoning for Hisui and Lilligant, even though she may show up twice on this. Oh man. These are some very different Pokemon from each other, but I do really like all of them. Actually, you know what? I should probably lower it a little bit, because aren't I covering it? Yeah, I was covering it slightly. Man, I kind of want to go with Lilligant again. But also, I do kind of want to pick out Creamy. But also Samurott. I was so happy Samurott got some more attention. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna admit it to myself. I do like the Lilligant more. Even if it is only slightly. Like those two are almost neck and neck. Lilligant is just slightly taller. Oh man. Normal types, they always catch me off guard how much I like them. Like I'm over here torn between the pigs, the mice, the birds, like even the little turtle down here. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What theme is this? I don't remember adding this. Apparently I've missed it every time it's played, too, because I don't recognize this. This isn't Stillness in the Rain, I don't think. I think I skipped Abigail's theme on purpose. Because I think it was too short. I don't know. I'll check the songs I have later. I'll eventually have a little way for them to say which one is playing at any time, but that is for later. I mean, it sounds more like you're just accepting it as opposed to feeling, like, upset about it. And I think acceptance is a pretty reasonable reaction to that kind of news. Alright, it is 11:30 and I have 30 minutes to go. I guess technically 25, but I gotta get these chosen. I think As much as I do enjoy Terapagos and Ursaluna, I think I gotta go with Mousehold, honestly. Something about them being just regular mice, but looking like plush toys. I just really enjoy about them. Oh, Armarouge, easy. Although I do really like Charcadet, but no, Armarouge. It's also very tempting to pick Ogerpon every time she shows up, but... Ooh, actually... Does she show up in Legendaries? She does. Well, that's an easy pick. Okay, now I don't have to worry about Ogerpon. Alright, do I pick the Tatsugiri? Or do I go for Quaxly? Actually, no. I know I'm picking Quaxly as my starter, so I'll go with the orange Tatsugiri. Actually, what are the other dragons? Oh no, Koraidon. Yeah. And then... What are the other psychic options? Oh no. Man, this is tough. Okay, Fairy. Okay. This one's gonna go here. So that I can pick... I'm gonna pick... you for Fairy. And then... I'm torn between Ceruledge and Guldengo. No, okay, I'm gonna go back here. I did all that just because I wasn't sure if I wanted to pick, oh, what's it, the iron thing of... Is it Iron Leaves, I think? But no, even with going around moving all those other options, because I was originally torn, like, oh, maybe I wanted to pick Screamtail for my favorite psychic type instead. But then I remembered, Espathra's here. I think I have to go with Espathra. As much as I adore Screamtail, look at that little face. Like, look at this little thing! Okay. I do really love the Sprigatito line. But they might show up in dark, maybe? Oh, that's kind of a tough one, but yeah, I really like Bombardier, but I am gonna have to pick Meowscarada for grass, so... Okay, that opens me up so that I can pick, I believe it's Iron Leaves. It's very hard for me to predict what's gonna be happening in chat, but I'm glad you guys seem to be enjoying yourselves. Ooh, this is a tough one. I was gonna say, oh, just Wattrel, but then I saw Bellibolt next to it. I do really like the Palmy line, though. Ooh, I think I might go with Slitherwing for fighting. I know I skipped ahead again, but... You know what, yeah, I'm gonna go with Bellibolt for electric, even though I did use the Palmy line in my playthrough. And for ice... I do like big cats. You would make a good therapist. Man, I'm not sure entirely about that, because I don't know... I'm good at listening, I'm not always best with advice, is I think my problem. Oh man, I really want to pick Pheasantipity here, but also I do really love Clodsire. Alright, what's in ground types? Oh, no. Easy. Okay. So now I can pick Pheasantipity, guilt-free. Oh man, I don't want to fight between Wattrel and Bombardier. Oh yeah, the Lucario movie destroyed children. I don't know what it was with the Pokemon Company for like 15 years. They made every single movie thinking, our kid's gonna sob at the end of this. If we don't create formative memories around a very specific Pokemon and making children very sad about that Pokemon, we failed. So that's every movie they made for like the entirety of the early 2000s, or like just the 2000s in general. And I don't know if that trend continued into the 10s, but I'm going to assume it did, and I just wasn't watching them as much. also feel kind of bad I missed out on Flamingo earlier. But I was talking up Slitherwing too much earlier to not pick it, so... Oh, actually, wait, no, I could pick Slitherwing in Bug. And then, yeah, you know what, I'll pick Flamingo for fighting. And that doesn't really help me here that much, because I'm still torn between Wattrel and Bombardier. No, you know what, I'll go with Bombardier. I see a lot of people really enjoying Wattrel, but I don't see nearly as many people complimenting Bombardier. So, I'll go with that one. So I feel like I gotta defend it, basically. Okay. If Ogerpon wasn't here, I would pick Cloth. I'm intentionally avoiding her, because she's already at the favorite at the very end. Oh, Mew is such a Mew grabs a lot of people when they're kids and just never lets go. You cover your problems with video games and rice and beans. What a very interesting solution, I must say. Okay, I still have the problem of figuring out which ghost type I want to pick. Because I already picked Armarouge, but I'm almost like neck and neck between my favorites between Armarouge and Cerulege. Ah, but Goldengo, I do really like. I've grown to love Goldengo a lot. No, I have to go with this one. I love those two evolutions, like, too much. Alright, then starter, yeah, it's Quaxly. Quaxly? I don't know why I said it that way. It's Quaxly. Zora was just an incredible Pokemon. Ah, well... That scared me. I'm glad it's working! I just don't know why it sounded like that. That's not what it's supposed to sound like. But thank you for subscribing! I'm sorry it jump scared me, but... hopefully that noise fixes itself the next time that happens. Alright, what is this? Oh, this is a gimmick form. Oh, I kind of like the Wooper, but I also really like Terapagos. Yeah, no, you know what? I'll be basic. I'll go with Wooper. I know it showed up on screen, the little notification thing, or not the notification, the alert for someone subscribing. I hope the noise went through, because it definitely came in on my side. And when I was testing the streams, it worked, the noise came through. So, hopefully it worked on, like, the actual stream, because I don't know what happened when I was doing the test stream versus the real streams. Things keep changing on their own, so... Yeah, Mew on the windmill is so cute. I love that scene. Okay, now to pick my overall favorite from Gen 9. And I want this to be harder than it is, because I do adore Flutterwing. Like, oh man, if they didn't release the DLC, this would be Flutterwing by a landslide. But because the DLCs exist, I think I have to go with Ogerpon, because I don't think I've been captivated by Pokemon to that extent the same way I was in the DLC with Ogerpon. I'm dreading this next section, I must admit. I'm neutral on the shiny. It could be better, could be worse. I don't think the shiny really matters as much for a Pokemon that's covered, that covers its face all the time. So I can understand why they just went with a basic, just green. Because yeah, you can't even see it if I click it here, versus you can see the shinies for anyone else. I don't know, I like a lot of shinies. I actually want to do this again, but with a shiny Pokemon. I think Gengar would have a very fitting pink shiny. But, I don't know. I'm not really that good with color palette kind of stuff, so I don't really feel like I'm of any authority to be suggesting shiny color palettes. I think the only one I really don't like is... Oh, which one is it? Pheasantipity is the bird. Monkey Dory is the monkey. Okidogi, that's the one. The only shiny I like really am not a fan of is the one I just said. I've already forgotten. I literally, the word escaped from my mouth all of 2 seconds, and I blanked instantly. Oh man, I have to pick my overall favorite normal type. Man, you can't put Delcatty, Meloetta, and Indeedee on the same screen like this and force me to choose. This feels so mean. I'm not doing math. You cannot make me ever do math again in my life. Man, I feel like it might be Indeedee. And I don't know why that makes me feel bad. Like, this should make me happy, being like, yeah, I love Indeedee. And instead, I'm just sad. Why? Oh, don't make me choose between Talonflame and Victini. I'm trying to narrow it down to 2, because Armarouge is over here just begging to be next to Indeedee, like the Psy-Spam duo requires. But... I do want to pick Victini here. Oh, Manaphy and Samurott. Every time there's like a delayed reaction as well before my brain processes what I'm looking at here. Man. If there was a counter for how many times I sighed or said man, it would be probably in the hundreds by now. And you can't even see it, but I keep facepalming as well. I like literally keep looking away from the screen and covering my face with my hands because I cannot choose. This is awful. Why would I do this to myself? I see why I kept stopping now. I bet this list isn't even gonna look anything like the last time I did it because I like kept taking such long breaks in between. I would pick like 2 Pokemon and close the page. I'm not gonna look at chat for a moment because the math's the numbers are genuinely like messing with my eyes. So, all right, I gotta pick a couple more Pokemon and then I'll check chat again. Oh, these are all so cute. Do I go with Manaphy? Is that what my heart is saying, or is my heart saying Samurott? I gotta look at them both in this spot to decide. Oh, who's winning first place? I like the little... I just noticed the little, stand there at the end for them all to go on. Is it called, like, the winners, podiums? That's what it's called. And I think if I'm... I don't know if that's from the Pokeathlon, but it looks like it is. But also, I haven't done the Pokeathlon in... It's been at least 7 years. I want to say it's been longer, though. Oh, yeah, I think I have to go with Victini. Or not Victini. What are you, Manaphy? This feels so mean. Alright. I do like Lurantis. Oh, okay, speed mode. Oricorio. Oh, this speed mode slowing down so quickly. I'm trudging through the snow at this point. Guys, do I go with Sneasel or do I go with the Frostmoth? Sneasel, I guess? Alright, I have to check chat real quick. Oh, what is happening? Are you guys competing for who can type the fastest? Is that what I'm seeing? Advice for feeling good about yourself? Force the good thoughts. Every time you feel bad, just force yourself to repeat good things about yourself, even if it sucks. because it'll force your brain to get in. It'll basically, like, if you do it enough, force your brain to get into a habit of, instead of thinking, I'm so dumb, it'll force you to be more neutral about it. And then eventually, you'll get more optimistic. It is a very slow process, and it's very difficult, but it is doable. Alright, I am stalling. Oh no, okay. Lilligant, I do like Lilligant. Oh no, Scolipede versus Pheasantipede. Why did I not expect that matchup? I know they're both poison types. Yeah, Scolipede, I think. Why does the ground type list feel so much shorter than the other lists? It's all the same number of generations. What's happening here? Wow, this is not at all who I would have expected to see show up in the ground type list. Who are you people? How did you get here? I know I did this, but I don't remember any of it. Oh, I kind of want to... Do I go with Krokorok? I love the smug crocodile, but also the giant horse. I don't realize I somehow picked both Gligar and Gliscor in the same category. That's kind of neat. And also Clodsire is just... Look at that thing. Wow, my eyes have never had such a hard time reading chat before. These... Yeah, Scolipede is great. I genuinely love that thing. No, you know what? I'm gonna go with Gliscor. Scyther, I don't remember you ending up in this list. I feel like you cheated, but that's okay. Swoobat, I have to choose Swoobat. Oh no. Meowstic, okay. Oh no, I have to. No, I can't choose Slitherwing now. Okay. I know it's from Bombi though. That is definitely what my heart says. Okay. It's a lot of fossils in the rock type list. Apparently those are the only rock types I care about. Oh, I do really like Archeops, but do I like it more than Lycanroc? I do... I like the name Lycanroc. I think more than I like the name Archeops. How did both of you end up here? How did this happen again? Two Gen 2 Pokemon with a Gen 4 evolution. Both the pre-evolution and the evolution ended up in this list. It's kind of impressive. Oh, but I want Chandelure to be here. But I think the answer is Mismagius. Ooh, an entire binder of first edition Pokemon cards. That sounds pretty cool, actually. My entire diet is ramen. Alright. Okay, can't linger on chat. I gotta focus. Oh no, I do really like Koraidon and Hydreigon. Why are there so many baby dragons here? I say so many, it's 2, but it's more baby dragons than I expected to be here. Oh, I do really love Koraidon. But no, I think in battle I would use Hydreigon more frequently than Koraidon, so should I pick the substitute? Oh, I already picked Sneasel. Is this my chance? I do like a lot of these guys too, though. But is this my chance for Frostmoth to get back on the list? I think that's what it is. I'm gonna take this as a sign that Frostmoth was supposed to be there. Oh, man. Oh. I think I have to pick Tinkaton. Yeah. I like steel types. But I think Tinkaton is the most I've ever liked a steel type, so... Oh, Fluttermane can show up at least, as much as I feel really sad picking Fluttermane over Sylveon for fairy-type representation. I do feel like that is what I have to go with. I love Grovyle being the only one who is allowed to grow up. Oh, but I do feel like, as important as the Trico line is to me, I do feel like Oshawott might be a little more important overall. Oh, I don't know, but what about Grovyle? How am I feeling looking at this list? And then these are the gimmick forms. Yeah, I love a lot of these. I feel like I do have to pick... No, wait. I already picked Lilligant here before. And this is leading up to the ultimate, like, final choice here, so I feel like I have to pick somebody else. I could pick Bryson Man, and that would put him in the running to be my ultimate favorite Pokemon. But no, I can't make Bryson Man my favorite Pokemon. That feels like a very cheap cop-out. I love the discovery that schools get out of, like they get off for the summer at different times. I don't have advice for talking to women, other than just treat them like a person and be polite, because I am asexual, aromantic. I'm not into dating, so I don't know what people like when it comes to dating. I just know a lot of girls generally appreciate being treated like they're a human. I might go... I haven't picked Lopunny yet, and I do feel like that is a good... Well, I do technically like Lilligant more. I can't pick Lopunny over here. So just to add some more options to the choice board, I feel like that's what I need to add. Oh, that favorite legendary! Oh no. Okay. I have to put Ogerpon here. Because Victini is technically, like, a mythical. Yeah, a lot of ace people are aromantic, but it's not a requirement. You can be one or the other pretty easily. But I am a very, very big combination of both. I have zero interest in any of that stuff. Oh, man. I think I said Victini probably shouldn't count here because it's a mythical, but I'm realizing I don't actually know if Ogerpon counts as a legendary or a mythical. But either way, because I'm not sure, I feel like I have to pick... what's it called? Ogerpon here. Plus, I do kind of like the way it looks all funny here with her in the corner 3 times. Yeah, it's kind of funny how often people ask me for dating advice. I'm always like, man, the only thing I can tell you is remember that you're talking to a person who has emotions and actually, like, cares about the words that you're telling them. And also, stop asking me for further advice, because I can't give that to you. Oh yeah, my name being a pun. Because I wanted something Pokemon related. And I feel like calling myself an ace trainer feels like a very high bar to hit with Pokemon knowledge, because ace trainers in Pokemon typically are pretty powerful. I know they're not veteran trainers, so they're not the most powerful that you can reach before getting a gym leader. But generally, ace trainers are shown to be like pretty well respected and stuff, and like they know a lot. And as much as I know about Pokemon, I feel like I can't in good conscience call myself that. But I saw the pun opportunity, so I had to take it. Alright. I am stalling once again. Oh my gosh, look at this as a Pokemon. They're all so wonderful. How am I supposed to pick just one of them? Oh wait, that's right. This lists from up here, doesn't it? Wait, let me... This is... You know, Lopunny doesn't actually show up on this side of the list, so if I didn't pick her here, I wouldn't get the option to. These are all such good Pokemon, dang it. I know you can't see the full thing on PC, but has anyone noticed that my channel banner is the Ace flag as well? Because I've seen people they've been very surprised about it. Oh, I'm glad you said how your name is pronounced, because I totally would have said it, Kyron. Oh no, Nightbot telling me it's 12. Okay. Okay, I have to decide. But also, what if I stalled more and did these first? I could choose my favorite regional bird. That's easy. So I think it's Fletchling because it evolves into Talonflame. Yeah, Nightbot's awake again. Now for another 30-minute slumber. Regional mammal. I assume we've upgraded from rodent. I feel like I do have to say Patrat because I do like Watchog. This is a fun way to stall. Ooh, okay, I do have to go with Venipede, even though I do really like Sewaddle. The pseudos are all very good as well. I don't know why Baxcalibur looks so awkward here. I do really like that design. You know, I don't know why Nightbot did that one time, because I do have the too many symbols, the reason, like, turned off. So I don't know why, because, like, that's what it said, like, the reason was. Or no, I actually don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Because I think it says that in the log, what the reason for the message being blocked was. But, I just know something to do with too many symbols, and I was like, but that feature's off! So I had to re-enable it and then turn it back off again. And I think it should be off now. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to go with Hydreigon here. Pikachu clone. Oh, now I'm torn between Emolga and Cosplay Pikachu. I do think Cosplay Pikachu, all of her outfits are very adorable. But also, like I was saying earlier, Emolga has the ultimate forms of transportation, being just all of them. I think I have to go with Emolga. There's a lot of Gen 5 on this list. I am actually changing the answer to Cosplay Pikachu, because I don't feel comfortable. Like, I do like other generations than 5. I don't want to be the Gen 5 equivalent of a Gen 1-er. Because as much as I love that generation, I don't think it's the best thing to ever come from Pokemon. Because I know that's kind of Gen 1-er's whole thing. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with the Nightbot chanting. Favorite evolution? Oh, well, man. I do really like Espeon still. But I feel like I might have to say Sylveon, just because it's the most I've gotten the most, like, damage from. Ooh, this is another tough one, but I do think I do like Archeops slightly more. What is this even for? This is regional forms. Oh, I feel like I hyped up Lilligant too much earlier to pick anyone else. This is Gigantamax specifically. Oh, I don't know, do I like the birthday cake or the long Meowth more? Could someone explain why everyone is chanting Nightbot? Alright. Man, I do feel like I have to say the big Meowth as much as I love the Alcremie. Alright, baby Pokemon. Yeah, look, Toxel's the only one we've gotten since, like, Gen 4. That's a really long time to go without any children being born, as far as Pokemon is concerned. Here, I'll move this back up a little bit. I keep readjusting the screen. There, that's a little better. I mean, Nightbot is supposed to be like a troll protection thing. He's just a little too trigger happy sometimes, I think. Yeah, what are you trying to say, Dragon? I don't know what that is. Oh man, I'm already 5 minutes over my self-imposed time limit. I think it might be Badoo. Oh, it's Nightbot backwards, okay. Okay, Box Legendary. It might honestly be Koraidon. As much as I love, like, Lunala and Zekrom, I love how much personality Koraidon has. Oh, favorite mythical. Yeah, okay. Ogerpon's not in this list, so she's gotta be a legendary then. Oh man, okay, I do like Victini more than Manaphy, even though it is only slight. And I do like it more than Meloetta. Man, okay. Ultra Beast, this is easy. Paradox. Slightly harder because I want it to be this one, but I know it's this one. And then type. Oh my gosh, why is green outlined? Why do some of these have outlines? Okay, I feel like it might be grass types, considering I do love, like, Ogerpon, and I do also like Lilligant, and then Grovyle, and the one thing those guys all have in common is being grass types, plus Lurantis. Like, just looking at the list of grass types alone, those are a lot of my favorite Pokemon. But then there is also a lot of bug types that show up on this list, too. There's a lot of green on here, actually, just in general. So yeah, I feel like it might be grass types. You know, if you haven't seen the copy pasta, it's horrible. I wasn't mentioning it on purpose because it is incredibly not safe for work. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have sent that if I was you. That's not good to post. This is weirdly difficult. I feel like it might be the Dream Ball. Although, like, when it comes to, like, easily obtainable Pokeballs, I think it might be Premier. But just overall design... Oh, I do like the Luxury, though. Yeah, I might go with Luxury for now. Oh, hey, it's Fun Festival. I like the red Vivillon. I like the color red. And then I actually have a very specific Alcremie I like. If I remember correctly, this one is called Ruby Swirl, and I like it specifically with the hearts. Favorite new Evo? Oh, man. Oh, man. Sylveon, Gliscor, or Miss Maggie's. Look how many of these are from Generation 4, real quick. Like, Gen 4 is the evolution generation. Oh, the remixed version of the Flareon one. I don't know, I still think Flareon is pretty huggable. Yeah, if I remember correctly, there's one of those for every member of the evolution line. How are you so confident? Have we been watching the same stream? You want to hug a Ditto? I feel like it would stick to you a bit. Like, I don't think it's inherently sticky, but like prolonged contact to a Ditto seems like it would stick to you. Yeah, I guess I have to go with Mismagius because I think Misdreavus really needed an evolution, versus Eevee technically did already have a bunch of evolutions. Like, if you took out the last two of this list, that's still a lot of evolutions. Like, Eevee was okay, evolution-wise, versus Misdreavus really needed that. Okay. That's about as much stalling that I can do. Unless I want to choose a team. I've technically done this, I just haven't gotten to show them off in art yet. Wait, how do I... Okay, it's very specific. But I do actually have a team that's gonna show up in thumbnails and stuff in the future. I'm trying to remember who all of it was. Oh, thank goodness. I was like, did Breloom not get included on this list anywhere? No, Breloom is there. What is happening? But yeah, eventually these Pokemon are gonna start showing up in custom channel art and stuff. It's just a little ways out. Alright, and then I could choose a random Spinda, but I actually kind of like the one that is defaults too. Because I don't know, I like the little red spots being right where the eyes are, and on the tips of the ears. Okay, I'm stalling a lot, and it's not even subtle. Because trying to choose specifically one from this list is painful. If you see this say bread, I already told you the delay is inconsistent. Actually, I want to test something. Alright, let's see if this works. A Spinda that's nearly all one color? I think that's technically possible, because I think that's, if I remember correctly, its spots have a chance to not be on its body. Like, if this is all the places Spinda's spots can be on this little image right here, they can technically show up in the blank spaces around it. But I think it's a very small... Oh, it does show up, okay. So yeah, I don't know why the chat doesn't work consistently, but there we go, you guys can see yourselves now. This is not staying, I just wanted to make sure this actually works. Because yeah, there's going to be some future streams where we're going to need chat on screen, so... Okay, well at least I'm glad that worked at least. I don't know why it wasn't working earlier when I was trying to test it again, but... Okay. I think the highest contenders here is Victini, Ribombee, Lilligant, Ogerpon, and Scolipede. Because I think, while I am still obsessed with Fluttermane, I think because recently I've been using Ribombee more, I think she pushed Fluttermane out of the way a little bit. My dog is snoring. That tells me it's been too long. Oh yeah, I don't know if I said earlier, but that's the sound I thought she was making when I thought she was like crying. She was just snoring, but now she's snoring even louder. Let me just look at a couple of these different options here and see how I'm feeling. I'm thinking like maybe if I do a bunch of these, like one of them is just gonna feel right. Even if I have to lap a couple times through it. Oh, I do like Oricorio there. Oh gosh, this is... I know I've said it before, but I will say it again. This is painful. It's interesting, the one I think I lingered the most on mentally was Oricorio. But I don't know, it might be Ogerpon, like... What's my favorite Pokemon? Yeah, that is the question. That is a very good question. It feels like everything is trying to get me to say Ogerpon by like... Oh, wait, I think I just blocked that. By like the way there's 4 of them in the corner there. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess ultimately, the important thing is to remember that I do like all of these Pokemon, even if I do pick one as a favorite. It's okay to still like the others. I think is my issue is that it feels like I'm like betraying them by saying, yeah, I think this one's my favorite. But yeah, I think it might... At least right now, at this very moment, I think it's Ogerpon. Because I don't know if it's just because this little box of 4 matches up with the amount of forms Ogerpon has or what, but something about this kind of feels right. It mostly feels wrong. Like 90% of this all feels wrong, but Ogerpon has felt the highest percentage of right, I think, of all of those options there, so... You know, no matter what, my opinion is going to be fluctuating, I think, is what I've discovered. But I think what this is telling me is that 1, I was considerably more indecisive than I thought I was. And 2, maybe I should start defaulting to Ogerpon when people ask me what my favorite is. And then I can start switching around with some of these other Pokemon more frequently, like I can start saying Lilligant, Ribombee, Fluttermane, Hydreigon. So I can switch it up when I feel like, if I don't want to say Ogerpon at that moment. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna leave the list as it is right now. Let me do one last little scroll of the list. These are some fun Pokemon, I must say. Like... I don't know, I don't dislike any of the Pokemon on screen right now, which I guess is the point. Oh yeah, you can also save these as images. Oh yeah, let me scroll back over. So there's not the extra bit of the screen hanging over there. Yeah, I can't really think of anything to change, so I think we're done. I keep covering Miss Magius. Yeah, I think this is it. I think we're good. It is also 20 minutes past when I said I wanted to end the stream today. But you know what? That's fine. The stream started slightly late, so... Yeah, you finished your list in 10 minutes. I am incredibly indecisive. Yeah, 4 hours. That sounds about right for me. The JoJo stream I did with my friend lasted 7 hours. And we didn't even finish it. So... I think that helps say just how bad I am at this kind of stuff. But you know what? It kept going back and forth between being agonizing and being fun. I must admit. I was over here hating a lot of it, but that was just me. In reality, it is actually, like, it was neat to look at this whole thing. Yeah, exactly. It could have been 2 hours past the goal, instead of just 20 minutes. So honestly, that's a win for me. Is this covering? Yep, this is covering the final selection at the bottom there. Oh wait, what am I doing? I can zoom out the screen. So yeah, this should have everything on screen at once. Yeah, this is a pretty neat list, I must say. Oh, the JoJo soundtrack is so good. I don't want to start talking about JoJo, though, because I will be here for the next 2 hours. Okay. I think that is going to be it for today. I do have to head to bed, because there is going to be another stream tomorrow with Hasta. We're going to be playing Indigo Park together. He knows nothing about it. He's also not going to be opening chat during it, because I don't want to risk any spoilers for him. But I will be the one playing the game. And yeah, we're going to have some fun playing it. So, I will see you guys then.